What is up, everybody? Hello, friends. Wab, did you make my meme? Wab, this is very important. Did you make the meme? Hello, everyone. Welcome, my friends. How are we doing? How are we doing? Welcome. Okay, look, Act 2 looks fucking phenomenal, okay? I couldn't even begin to comprehend what you meant. What do you mean? All right, chat, I'm gonna read you a prompt, okay? I'm gonna read you a prompt for a meme, and you tell me, guys, if you see the vision, okay? If you understand the pure meme-tastic genius behind this, I need you to let me know, okay? So, during this stream, Andy at some point says Skibbity Ohio Riz. That is not a joke. He actually says that. And I told Lab that he needs to leap into meme making mode. And I said, and this is exactly what I said. I said, Lab, I need you to take the Andy Skibbity Ohio Riz quote from the Bungie stream today and dubstep it or whatever into The Witness is Coming with an oversaturated moan into a bass drop. Maybe towards like the end of the Ohio Riz slow-mo it for emphasis. So it's gonna be like, Skibbity Ohio Riz. The witness is coming. You know what I mean? It's gonna be, I can just see it in my head and it's beautiful. It's so good. That shit would do 1 million on TikTok. I'm telling you right now, okay? That's fucking peak. Jesus Christ. Anyways, this shit looks awesome. I guess we'll just hop right into it. So, let me know how the audio sounds.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
It looks like it's good, but...
My name's Andy. I work here at Bungie on the social media team, and we're coming to you live here from beautiful Bungie HQ in Bellevue, Washington, with an awesome stream to go ahead and tell you a little bit about what's to come with Act 2 of Episode Revenant. But as usual, worry not. You're not.
It's a little quiet.
Sit here and listen to me tell you all about it. We have some fine folks here from the Bungie development team.
How's that?
To give you some of the finer points about what we're going to be looking at today. So, without further ado, I vote we go ahead and just dive on into the stream and get this moving along, because there's some cool stuff to show you.
Is this so quiet? Does it need to go up? Go up a little bit. Okay, I went up a little more. I see the vision, but it's disgusting. I hate it. That's how you know it's a good meme.
Well, if you've joined us for our Into the Light streams, you've seen him in action before and played his content as well during that time. Associate designer here at Bungie, Noah Lee. How's it going, Noah?
Yeah, great, Andy. Thanks for the introduction.
I just want to say, and this is going to be reinforced. This is going to be reinforced by what we see today. Noah is fucking incredible at his job, okay? And I'm like historically, what he has touched, deep dives, including Whetstone. Whetstone was him. So one of the first, I mean, maybe the first secret mission. I guess Avalon would have been before that. First secret mission that we got back post-COVID. Because there was like a 2-year span where we didn't get shit. This man rescued us. Worked on deep dives. Worked on Onslaught. I believe worked on Coil. I'll have to... Yeah, he says he worked in Coil here. I mean, what the fuck is that resume? Deep dives, Whetstone, Coil, Onslaught. That's ridiculous. And then this, which looks absolutely peak. So Noah's my goat.
I'm very excited to show off this Act 2 activity. I don't want to spoil too much. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, so hopefully players will be excited too when we show it off.
Oh yeah, can't wait. But before that, for anyone who may not have met you in our past streams, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so
Bungie uploaded this stream at terrible
as an activity
quality.
designer, you know,
I don't know. It says it's 1080p. It's a lie.
it's in the name. We make the activities that players play, and generally everything that players interact with when you load into an activity is something that activity design has touched.
It's out
Whether
next
that
week,
be
a week
the
from
enemies,
today.
The faction you fight, like the encounters, the exact tasks that we're asking you to do, all the way to the objectives and directives, and just general the activity flow.
And the one
That's
thing,
what you care about.
I think one reason that he is so good, is he's clearly very passionate about what he does, which I talk about all the time. I love seeing passionate people talk about what they're passionate in or about. But just listen to him talk. He is so hyper aware of community feedback, and has taken creative approaches to address that feedback, and it's amazing.
A lot about all that, and there's a wide amount of activity designers doing a wide amount of content.
Yeah.
I have the pleasure of being the Act 2 content for
Very exciting. So not just Atlanta where the players play, but Destiny 2 as well.
Exactly. You know I'm from Atlanta, right?
No, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. I was just trying to make a reference that aged me. That's very cool. Also, next to him is...
I don't understand the reference. Atlanta, where the players play? Oh, it's a song. Well, that's why. It's not metal!
Well, we're being joined for the first time by associate weapons designer, the one and only Mr. Taylor Bjorndal. Taylor, how's it going today, man?
It's going great. Good to be here.
For those who may not have met you or don't follow you on Twitter or aren't in part of your
What is this?
It's going great. Good to be here.
For those
What
who
is that?
may not
Is
have
that a
met you or
button?
don't follow you on Twitter or aren't in part of your raid group sitting right next to you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, Taylor Bjorndal, associate web designer.
I think it is a button. I don't know what that is. Interesting. Shame Tomb of Elders and Contest of Elders won't be staying. We'll be leaving when Apollo comes around, and it's upsetting. Yeah. I don't know if that's been confirmed. Maybe it has been, and I just don't know. More than likely it will be, though. And yeah, I mean, it sucks, but at least we get to enjoy it, so I'm here for it. I would love to still play Coil and things, but it is what it is. It's just the reality. It's been fucking 4 years at this point. I try not to think about it. At least we get to keep the raids and dungeons nowadays, you know what I mean? And the exotic missions. It could be so much worse. But it's not ideal. Could be worse. And I'm just kind of, I don't know, like, every time they announce something, 10% of the community is like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's going to fucking go away. And it's like, well, yeah, but you're going to die one day and you still think your life matters. So, just enjoy it while it's here. You know what I mean? Yo, dang, what's up? Aloha, Scare in chat. Let's go. GCCB finishing our Crux of Crow today right now. His 30th birthday. I did not see that. B, he's old as fuck. Jesus, 30 years old. And what was like the final tally of hours he had to stream for that? Because I mean, he's been going for like fucking 2 months. That's absurd. Congrats to him though. Or if anything, I'd like to see it returning one the season of Apollo. I kind of like especially with everything that Noah has touched, right? With the Onslaught's kind of its own thing, but his seasonal activities that he's touched, Deep Dives, Coil, and now this. There's a very direct through line that you can see where it's just like, okay, this is a cool concept. Boom, we got player feedback. Let's make something even fucking cooler. And now it looks like they took the Coil feedback and they're making something even cooler and more rewarding and streamlined. Like, I really love seeing that progression versus something like Menagerie, where Menagerie came out and people fucking loved it, but there was still feedback. And then the next iteration was Sundial, which was just worse Menagerie. And then the next iteration was like Astral Alignment. And then the next iteration was Catch Crash. And it just kind of gets worse every time or stays the same. I really love about Noah's activities. They get better. They get better, 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 better. Very directly better. You can see the incredibly linear through line of lessons that they have learned. So, oh, hell yeah, BK. GG's, man. We were trading there for a while. It was pretty good. 2 months, 2 days, 20 hours, 36 minutes, 30 seconds. Fucking Jesus Christ, dude. It's at times like this where I'm really glad I'm not a full-time content creator. But, oh, man.
Been around at Bungie for quite a while, but somewhat new to design. This is my first release as designer.
Yo, good morning, Man of War. How you doing, buddy? Oh, dude, is your picture profile The Thing? I think it's the original The Thing. I fucking love that movie.
Weapons, and the Splicer and Garden reprises, and then a bunch of exotic changes.
Big
Excited
excited
to talk about that.
Why is there a button right there? I'm really struggling. Look, this jacket's really cool. I just don't understand the button. What could you possibly button right there? What? Right here.
And Garden reprises, and then a bunch of exotic changes.
Big excited.
I'm sorry, this guy's really cool, and I love what he's talking about and stuff, but that button's very distracting.
Work on the Splicer stuff. And then next to him, a man that needs no introduction, a friend to all Guardian kind, but we're still going to introduce him anyway. Global community lead here at Bungie, Mr. Dylan Gaffner. Dylan, how's it going, man?
Having a community manager on the couch is really cool.
Yeah, a bit of an early morning for us here today, huh?
Yeah, but it was a nice early morning. I'm excited for this.
I kind of like it because he's able to play into the banter a little bit, tease some stuff. I think this is the first time they've had a community manager other than Andy. I don't know what Andy's official title is. What is Andy's official title? But like on the couch, I mean, trying to find his title. I'm 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 trying to find his title. Oh my god, I can't find his Twitter account. Here. Social media manager, not community manager. But I like having the community manager. It's a good dynamic. And specifically, DMG is really good at banter. This is a good dynamic.
No,
here.
man.
Yo, Miss Punisher, we're doing great. How are you doing?
For those that may not already be following you on Twitter or haven't heckled you in the very same avenue for anything recently, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm the guy that says we're listening. Ultimately, work with the community team, do a lot of the strategizing, looking at the forward-facing comms and all that, but then work with our community folks, our player support folks, and see what
I got to spend quite a bit of time with DMG between GCX and my marathon visit, and he's just so nice, man.
With these guys,
he's
get
so
all the kids
genuine.
out and the comms straight. So.
Yeah, huge shout out to your compatriots on the community team, to Cosmo, to Bruno, to David, the whole crew.
Alex, Eduardo as well.
Thank you. That's right. Lest we forget. All right. So we have a lot of stuff to go ahead and move along into.
See you, Theo. Thanks for hanging out.
Start with you, Noah. Before we dive into the gameplay, just very briefly, we're now about to arrive in Act 2 of Revenant. Can you tell us a little bit about Act 1 and what got us to where we are today?
Absolutely. So as players know, we were tracking down House Salvation on Europa, and we ended up discovering that Fickrel has found a paracausal echo, and he's able to make newly Revenant Scorn from living Elixni as opposed to dead Elixni.
Yeah.
So we went across the system, freeing Elixni from the onslaught. The onslaught of Scorn hordes and, disrupting the Revenant Scorn nest all across the system. Now we're hot on Fickrel's trail, and we've found our way back to the reef. So, some Destiny players that maybe have a longer tenure.
Noah's the one playing the game last time. Yeah, he was using the when they showed off Onslaught, he was using the Buried Bloodline with Tether. Your Falcons
might have an idea of what Fickrel might be interested in
yeah,
terms
he's
of
super
reef-bound system.
He's super passionate. I say this
very
all the time. There's nothing better, regardless of industry or occupation. It's just one of my favorite things in life is just listening to talented, passionate people talk about the things that they work on. I love it. You could be talking to me about something I know nothing about, and I will fucking suck that energy up, dude. It's just when people are just excited to share what they're working on.
Conveniently, excellent segue.
It's awesome.
Leads us to our first batch of gameplay.
Exactly.
For, again, the Destiny vets out there, the Destiny 1 players who may be still with us as well, myself included, we are returning to an activity that's been reprised from the Destiny 1 days.
Absolutely.
Noah, can you tell us what we're getting into here?
You said returning. I'd like to say this activity was reimagined.
Yeah.
Even that. even that right there, like, I think that is a very conscious recognition that if you say this activity is returning, the community is going to be like, reskin! And so Noah's like, wait, let's just, let's calm down here. It's a new activity. It's a, you know what I mean? And so I appreciate that a lot.
Instead of it being the Prison of Elders from Destiny 1, this is now a Tomb of Elders. This activity specifically is Contest of Elders, actually. Now, I'm going to want the fire team to hold up a little bit because I want to describe it a little bit for the audience.
Excellent.
So if those who are familiar with things like Deep Dives or The Coil and Riven's Lair from Season 23, this is a similar kind of activity where it's a longer tail, more roguelite activity. One of our design tenets was we wanted to make it as variable as possible. And we'll go into a lot of what makes it as variable as it is. But in general, it follows a lot of the beats from Prison of Elders and Destiny 1, which is, you go to arenas, complete encounters, and all this while the spooky, scary Warden is kind of in your ear, kind of egging you on. Instead of it being Varix, it's the Warden servitor. And players are trying to placate this Warden rather than, like, rebel against him. So the more you do that he says, you'll actually get more loot, and we'll go into that a little bit more in the future.
Excellent. A lot of chances to test out your Varix.
I love this drop down too. That's really fun.
Give it time. We'll get
and
there,
the modifier, they talk about this, but the modifiers, boom, right in the middle of your screen.
All right, so let's go ahead and kick things off. So with this, was it basically just bringing back kind of the activity from Destiny 1, same races, same bosses and everything, or what you guys are trying to do?
We wanted to, I think the key that
I love that too. That's a leading question, but he's like, whoa, absolutely not. Andy, come on, bro.
I had a rule which was
I love that.
Keep the best parts of Prison of Elders that people love, the most iconic aspects. So, things like Dismantle Mines. We might have some fan favorite Taken bosses and other bosses that people remember. But the main thing was being able to modernize it to not only the new Destiny sandbox that we have, but just the new vibe. We're in a Vampire Hunter season.
This guy's not using Anarchy officially. For this individual.
And like you said about factions, in the old Prison of Elders.
Oh, it's really bugging me actually, man. You got to put on Witherhoard.
Okay. We don't have the Vex anymore. Instead it's the Dread now.
Or Lost Signal or something. Oh.
Instead of the regular Cabal, we have the Shadow.
This is pain.
Instead of normal Hive, we have the Lucent Hive, and we have the Revenant Scorn instead of the Fallen. So we kind of changed up all the races, and you'll be able to see it's really apparent when you go to their arena.
By the way, Scare, I have some shirts with a button like that. On the inside of those shirts, there's a strap that when you roll up your sleeves, you can button that strap. Oh, see, this is a Scaro skill issue because I only wear short sleeve shirts. That's good to know, though.
Yeah, since they're all themed.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So I'm going to bug you about bosses soon, but can you tell us just a little bit about?
I'm also glad that they're
getting
Dread in
like
here.
that. I noticed there's obviously a lot of chances to test your skill here against the modifiers you guys have put in.
Oh yeah. So we, for those who are familiar with the Legacy Prison of Elders, there were a bunch of modifiers that were on a rotation. Some were kind of beneficial, like Solar Burn, where it was like the enemies give you damage, but you can kind of deal some. And this, all of them are not beneficial to you. And actually, as a quick segue, we saw Urrox there. He was an old Destiny 1 Prison of Elders boss, a Legacy boss. And
that's cool.
He's come back as a Lucent Hive Guardian.
I like that they're doing this.
A few bosses who have come back from the grave.
I mean, given that he's no longer just a Hive Knight, he's got both the big shields and everything. He's ready to go ahead and be brought back with the power of the light.
That's just
some new challenges.
We have some UI too that we were able to bring back from the Legacy Prison of Elders. Every time you get a new modifier, it appears on the screen in the middle of the screen, and you're able to be like, oh, it's Chill Touch or it's Counterfeit. Because we have some of the new modifiers that were in.
Dang, do you think CB's gonna skip this axe because he's done with the Prison of Elders?
We got Brawn if people have had experience with that, and a few other things like Chill Touch, Scrapper. Grounded, a few other things that kind of rotate around.
A lot of opportunities to get good.
Opportunities to run around, grab your ammo, and then turn out it's a bomb. Oops.
I love that one. That's one of my favorite perks, actually.
That never happens to be all the time. No, all right.
It's really nice that it pops up, though.
Yeah, Chill Touch right there.
Yeah, I want to shout out.
And these environments are gorgeous.
Our engineering team for being able to bring this in, and our UI team for kind of everyone came together and had a strike force so that we could bring this back. It was no small feat, but I'm glad it works, as we intended.
No, we appreciate it. As someone who intends to spend a ridiculous amount of time in here, thank you, and yours for your hard work.
Absolutely. So I kind of wanted to talk about one more thing in terms of how this activity is structured. I'd say it's very close to Riven's Lair. For those who remembered, Riven's Lair, you kind of had a trap room, then an encounter, then another trap room, then a boss. And this is slightly more action focused, so we have as we saw, that cryopod encounter first. Then you'll have a faction encounter. It'll take you to a random arena throughout the prison. It's still shaped like the spokes, like in the original Prison of Elders. Then you'll have a short traversal section, and then you'll have a boss. And then after that, you will get pulled into the Warden's office and get your loot, and then you'll run around the loop again. In every single encounter, you're going to have a challenge, and for bosses specifically, you're going to have a critical objective. And that kind of all goes into like this inactivity reputation system that's called the Warden's Judgment.
See, this is combining the sort of the glass shard collection of coil with the Toland objectives of deep dives. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, where it's like, with both of those things, if you didn't do them correctly, then the run was kind of a waste, and it was hard to get randoms to do it. They're going to talk about some mitigation for that here in a little bit. But it's just the fact that there's such open acceptance of feedback and you know, the ability to learn from. I mean, these activities were both great. Everyone, for the most part, loved the coil. Deep dives was very well accepted too. There were some, you know, some pain points, especially for deep dives. But like, I love this, that you can see the individual components that are like directly from
all my
each.
players who like to read, you can see what that is, but I know people don't read, so I'm gonna try to explain it the best I can.
Why were you staring right at me when you said that? That's so weird.
I don't read either.
Okay. All right,
I literally will look at it and I'll be like, I don't care.
I'll figure.
Launch.
Yeah.
This might be an odd question, but you can show your keybinds. For Destiny, I can after we're done watching here. The only weird stuff is going to be my mouse, because I play with a 7 button on my thumb, 1 through 7, and so all of my abilities and stuff are on my thumb. So they're gonna seem like they're keyed really weirdly. And then Q is emote, E is finisher. But other than that, I believe everything is default.
The Warden's Judgment is a pretty simple but kind of complicated mechanic we have that's meant to address some of the feedback that we've gotten from the coil specifically. So for those who are very experienced with that activity, people were very much questioning, how do you get to the wish chamber? Like, how many wishing glass you need to get? Like, if you felt like you didn't get the loot goblin, you're
They
like,
actually
I
had to
didn't
change
get
this,
the wish
remember?
chamber. We found out statistically that most people had already surpassed the threshold they need to get to the wish chamber, but it just missing out things.
Not before they
felt
changed
bad,
it.
and
I remember doing quite extensive testing on this. I believe they lowered the threshold a couple weeks into the season, but when it first launched, if you didn't get that glass collector, I think it was almost impossible for you to hit the, I forget the exact number, like 15,000 stands out in my head for some reason. Maybe it was 1,500. But it dropped a lot. And they did change it, I believe, if I remember correctly. But when it first came out, it was like, you have to fucking get everything. Yeah, and you nuked it and everything fell off the map,
it
lab.
kind of like hampers your desire.
Yeah,
to keep
I
going.
remember
You're
that.
Like, well, I don't want to get to the very end and see if I didn't get to it.
Right. Yeah.
So to address that, the Warden's Judgment is kind of like a inactivity way to check how well you're doing.
And
There'll
that's
be a buff on the top of your screen. That it'll
feedback,
kind of dictate
result.
how well
Beautiful.
you're doing. So when you complete a challenge or a bonus objective, your Warden's Judgment will increase. It can get all the way up to favor times 1 to 3. If you do not complete the objective within the time limit, you will go down a level. And if you're in Warden's Punishment, the activity gets a little bit easier. We have less elites, less mini bosses, and our high value targets that are called model prisoners will be elites, and they give you a revive token.
There's been Scornwalkers before. I think in
things that are going to.
I think in Forsaken's campaign there's a.
We'll have increased mini bosses.
Maybe I'm thinking of the Machinist. I think Scorn had walkers before though.
Test
yeah, they did because like during the Fick rule strike, because it's got the dome where you had to go in and kill it. Scorn walkers have existed.
Awards, your bonus objective time limits will be reduced by around 30%.
Okay.
So some things may take, maybe you have 2.5 minutes to complete something and then it becomes 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you have a minute and 30 seconds and maybe it becomes just a minute, it gets a little bit tougher. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the core about this activity that makes it cool.
See, I love this. Like, you're in a traversal area right here between encounters and there's still a challenge that's like, hey, hurry the fuck up. I love that.
Sometimes you have 40, 50, maybe 60-minute activities.
These sorts of
The better
activities
you
are
do,
totally
the more
catered
it can
towards someone
actually
like me.
Allow you to skip an encounter, and we've had in playtests, we've had runs that can last 28 minutes, 30 minutes, and that's when you're getting the most rewards. So this is kind of promoting, like, maybe you'll get bad luck and have some bad encounters, but the more you run it, you'll get more experience, you'll understand kind of how the flow is, and you'll be able to get a lot of rewards really fast and kind of experience the whole Prison of Elders in this new light.
Yeah,
Really cool.
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Build into it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, on one, let's give it to Ohio Riz.
That's like half of what I want you to do. That's about half. That's Lab. This one plus your witness one plus some ear screechingly loud, oversaturated moaning. I'm telling you, it's going to be insane. Okay?
One hand to the community. What was that again? 28 minutes, you said?
28.
All right. When it comes out next week, the issue
They'll
is
blow past
challenge.
that. They'll blow past that.
That's cool. I love that. Paul Tassi had a good tweet about this that I fucking absolutely destroyed. It's popping off. And I think this is a great take from Paul. Paul says, I like the idea of making the activity shorter the better you're performing. That is an absolute win in terms of Destiny. But I said, yeah, tell that to my wife, Paul. Anyways, but fucking... that is great. That is excellent. It's the same reason I hate, like, health gates on strike bosses. You should not be punished or like, gate kept from doing things faster. I love this sort of thing. You can get better rewards faster if you're good and you're direct and you take time to learn everything. I think that's awesome.
No, I'm sure, but still, it's best to issue a
Wait for
challenge.
the solo run, too.
Yeah,
If
like,
you
oh my
get-
goodness,
If you can solo it in under 28 minutes, I will give you a title that I bestowed of very few people. You will be that guy. And I will at you on Twitter or something.
Not in game.
No,
That's gonna
not in
be-
game.
This is just
I
like
love
a
DMG's like,
necessary title.
Yeah,
We'll-
I
Nope.
made that up just now. Sorry.
He'll say it on Twitter. Blazing
On Twitter.
Muffins will give you a shout out on Twitter. But no, so it's kind of nice to have the opportunity to sort of, I guess, if you're learning the activities, if you're kind of just, getting beaten down a little bit, you have a chance to build yourself up a bit, kind of get a sense of the battle arena, the mechanics in place. That way, as you kind of build yourself up to higher Warden's favor, there
Fire Team
are.
is actually showing one of my favorite features, which is
Please.
we tried to give every boss a cool intro. So
this is
boss
sick.
descends in from a thresher from the ceiling. So every enemy race has their own kind of mechanic. So the Hive, generally their mechanics revolve around portals in the arena.
Yeah.
The Cabal are all about getting these explosive charges and blowing up things that are like immune. We'll see the dreads in a second.
Yeah, I mean,
but the
they went
Storms are
so
about
far
getting these
above and beyond what I
explosive
expected with
canisters and
this.
Making a makeshift explosive.
Yeah.
Internally, I like to call it the junkyard fantasy because, like, it's kind of like all junky and rusted and stuff.
Tinkering and putting it together.
Yeah, you put it together, and then it makes this really cool. Shout out Mikola for doing this. He also made Liminality Strike, so shout out to him. He made a really cool thing.
All
where,
I'm
like, you
saying
see
is
these
Noah and his team and everyone that works on these ideas, everything they touch is fucking amazing. Like, just promote them. Give them 20-year contracts, making ungodly amounts of money. I don't care. This is what we need. This is incredible. Everything they touch.
trail, like, kind of get to the big explosive.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's so cool.
No, I have to ask, why did it have to be a Thresher? Because I'm having some memories from Neomuna. This is scaring me already.
Well, threshers are cool, and it's just, it's cool to have different boss silhouettes in Destiny. We don't often actually fight a Thresher as a boss, and the Thresher's not even the true boss, as we see a Scion and his Scion goons are the actual main bosses for this fleet. So this is like kind of the quasi mechanic there, where it's like, you start off, you gotta kill the Thresher, and then, it's gone. We got like one of those Russian dolls, and a bunch of Scions pop out, and you gotta deal with them now.
I imagine just that the unstoppable Thresher meme basically just
yeah.
popping up again, right? Yeah. So I mean, I gotta ask as well. Like, this is an opportunity to kind of bring back this activity from Destiny 1 to kind of look at what was best about it.
This is
We got
sick.
something actually cool to show right here. Also.
Please, dive in.
So players are probably very much like, why is the screen green?
Fair.
So critical objectives have been massively increased in like complexity, I believe.
Yeah.
So every time a boss starts, there's just a timer ticking down that we're not showing you, and then a critical objective will spawn. If you complete them or fail them, your Warden's judgment will react accordingly. But what we ask you to do for these critical objectives are much more dangerous than like our normal stuff, which is like maybe get kills with abilities, get kills with the Scorch Cannon. This one is a certain level and below.
So I
all of
was
it will be
gonna, I
pointing
see that
at-
in chat, and I was gonna ask if we thought that Skolas was gonna come back. If there are spoilers about this, I don't want to discuss it. So I'll just leave that there.
that does damage to you over time.
Yeah.
And the only way to turn it off is you have to.
But if there aren't spoilers, I would love to speculate, because I think if they don't bring him back, that's a huge missed opportunity.
turn off.
Like
the
as like a small little side exotic thing or something.
switches that are also in the poison gas. So the Warden servitor will be like, warning, poison gas, or whatever. And when you come in, and it's
You've
like,
done
oh,
that
God.
before. All right.
Yes,
That's
all the time.
Yeah.
I've been at home just like by myself, just doing a Varix impression, like to like nothing, and I'm like,
That's how I'm going to talk to my cat.
Prison of Elders, but like way better. Prison of Elders. Like, Junior, did you play the Coil in Season of the Wish? It's like Prison of Elders had a baby with the Coil.
It's okay. He has to exist around me anyway. He's well
I
prepared.
just think of insect like chattering in the
Yeah.
subtitles. That's all I got in my brain.
Chittering, chattering. I don't know. It's
and we see the
insect
Warden's office. So that's what I call. That's not what it's called.
Please, the
but that's what I
principal's
like to call it.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you complete a boss, you will get pulled to this chamber where the Warden will reward you based on how well you've done. This fire team has done very well. So they get 3 chests, and you get a rally banner that allows you to like kind of refresh your super and ammo and stuff
Yeah.
before the next round.
Yeah.
And as we saw, we have like judgment, calculating, punishment protocol averted. If you're in the Warden's punishment while he's judging you in this
Yeah.
like kind of Monopoly style like mini game, a punishment will happen. I don't want to spoil what that is, but
No.
I think it'll be very smart. But as we see, they were able to skip the cryopod encounter. If you were like at a neutral or below, you would have to do that cryopod encounter again. But our fire team is good enough to skip it. So if you keep that momentum, you're able to skip that encounter every single time and kind of go through the prison much faster than you would normally.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, really quickly, also, please feel free to keep jumping back in. I know there's a lot of stuff we're going to be checking out, but Taylor, I want to quickly bug you. With the arrival of Act 2, we're going to have a few new weapons being added to the overall loot pool. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of the new season, or pardon me, Act weapons, rather, that we're going to be having available to us?
Yeah, sure. So we have like 2 new seasonal weapons or act weapons.
Got the SMG and the shotgun.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
There's an Arc Precision SMG, and then there's a
Attrition orbs, right?
attrition orb. Yeah, it's got a bunch of perk rolls on it, which we'll get to.
Did
in a
they show
second.
off the shotgun?
And then, a Void Precision shotgun, which has some Dust Rock blue jeans. If you,
Very nice.
Eugene.
yeah,
Very-
if you,
They're gonna fight Psylocke
we'll
here in a
probably see
second.
them all in a few minutes, but
Yeah.
the resemblance is uncanny.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool rolls for both of these.
They show
both
off the
of
shotgun.
these.
Show off the
take a quick
shotgun.
look.
Cowards.
So this one's got the new Arc
Avoid
Vertical
precision frame.
feedback.
That's like Dustrock Blues is
Also got
calling
move
my
change,
fucking
attrition orbs, and a few
name.
other things that
Do we know the
really
perks on it?
synergize pretty well. You can get like the jolt on and then loose change procs.
Yeah.
And it just loops into itself.
Yeah.
And then the shotgun.
There we
got
go.
a bunch of rolls both for PvE and PvP. You can get slide shot closing time.
Scavenger's Fate. See if I can put this up. Please tell me it's good. Okay. I don't know any of the new perks yet. Like, what does this do? Is this aim assist airborne effectiveness? That's just free range. Or are you thinking like that? Or this? Probably this. How do I do enhanced on this site? Am I dumb? Enhanced. I saw closing times to play. That's what I picked. Let's go. And then you want. And this gives you plus 20 that I don't think is reflected here, so you have max range when you slide. I don't know, I'm pretty excited. How does this stack up with everything else? With the new stasis one? Deadlock or whatever? How are they stacking up to each other?
You can get Discord stabilizing rounds, and with the shotgun changes that we did in this release, it will probably serve you pretty well.
Yeah. Having dusted off my 7th Seraph CQC, I want to say thank you for those changes, honestly. Yeah, never gets old.
It's nice how such a small change can actually make a pretty big difference.
Yeah,
especially when it's not even more damage.
Yeah. Also, with regard to the new shotgun, obviously PvP or PvE rather is going to get some nice buffs. You were saying the repulsor brace, volatile rounds.
Yep.
Accept those. But at any rate, there was a PvP role you were talking about earlier as well. Like it's going to have a lot of versatility in the same.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of roles and it's precision frames. So I know
they're just getting some buffs in PvP, or sorry, PvE, so they're a bit more effective. Shotguns have been kind of lackluster in PvE
so in addition
for a while.
to these 2 new act weapons getting added to the pool, there's also one of the reprised ones as well that I'm personally pretty excited about from Season of the Splicer coming back. Grid Skipper.
Yes.
I'm really interested because people seem to love this thing. I legitimately don't know if I ever used it.
Yeah, I have a very personal connection to this gun, so it was like one of my favorite things. I actually helped work on the original set of these when they first came out. But I did the rolls on these.
Let's take a quick
It's
look.
got some classics from the past, but also some new rolls. Also, it's got a lot of options for both PvE, PvP. Get some Zen Element, Headseeker.
Do we think
PvP,
Grid Skip, like I've heard Bygones is fucking insane. Do you think Grid Skipper is going to be better than Bygones?
Pretty nice.
Hey, Scarrow, what's your opinion on set theory as the foundation of math? I have no fucking idea what that means, man. I'm a chemist. Math? That's for losers. I don't even think math is real.
That's what I'm going to be going for.
I
have no idea what that
classic
means.
roll was Killing Wind multi-kill clip, which with the new Splice Origin will work pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm a compulsive reloader myself, so manning the pulse and getting that Splicer Surge going after a couple
Is
kills.
math related to science? Maybe if you're a
There's
nerd
like negates the
or a bad
native downside of
scientist.
the rapid fire.
I just
pulses
vibe
with
my
being,
science.
Pretty low handling and reload baseline.
My trends don't have to be quantifiable. I qualitate them with, or they don't have to be quantifiable. I qualitate them with
You
vibes.
talked about in the twid, right?
Yo, what's
Probably,
up, McChicken? How you
yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the people, you chose the legendary weapon instead. Good job.
So
for
with the
context,
past, talking about if you could have one weapon made a replica, what would you want? A bunch of other people said exotic, and I was the guy that said Grid Skipper.
I mean, it's a great answer.
I love
Correct
this gun.
choice.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. There's no wrong choice in theirs, but yours was very correct. Let's be very clear.
A couple new PvE rolls.
Once they
as
changed
well.
something about pulses, all pulses low-key sucked. No, we went through a while where pulses were really good. LCs is insane. Bygones is insane. I think No Time and Outbreak still can hold their own. But Bygones is like one of the most used guns in Crucible right now. But LCs, I still love my LCs, man. That shit is insanely good.
We're at a good time.
Yeah.
So this is.
Oh,
the
that
five
archetype
we went through it
specifically?
earlier,
I think
this
it's
is the
rapid fire,
traversal
no?
section. So these are different than how they were in the coil. I also want to shout out every player who died to my spike traps in the coil. I did that on purpose.
How dare
I don't
you.
feel bad.
There's a lot of grudges being built in chat right now in real time. It's,
Yeah, I don't feel bad.
You're like an evil DM, honestly. It's so.
It's fun. It's not
Feel
fun to
your
them, but
ears
it's fun to
burning
me.
at like 2 a.m. and it's me screaming at my ceiling. Noah, why did you do that?
Exactly. I
just-
see all the comments and I just am like.
He just smiles. Yeah, he just feels better. Warms up his coffee. Yeah.
These are these are much shorter than they were in the coil, but their goal is in Contest of Elders specifically, not Tomb of Elders, which is like one lap.
Yeah.
These have their own challenges that players have to complete. So for this one, it was kill every enemy, defeat every enemy that's there. There are some that's like collect a bunch of like fallen lights. I can't remember what they're called. Yeah. They're like energy signals, or like defeat a boss within a certain amount of time. So there's just more things to kind of challenge you and make these, transitionary spaces a little bit more interesting. And
All these
we have,
spaces look
piece de
really
resistance
fucking
right
cool,
here. My
man.
son.
I love the
everyone will be
broken
very
aesthetic, like
excited
on the right
to
side
see.
there.
This is one of
Looks
my
really
favorite
cool.
intros.
The grand reveal. Yeah, let's see
Exactly.
here. And you were saying the Dread and the Taken are working together in this one, right?
I'd say the Taken are kind of taking the helm of the Dread right now. Not because
I am
they're
really salty. So this is Psylocke. Psylocke is back. I am a little disappointed that we didn't get this back, okay? Give me a sec. Why is there a Cheese Forever video? What the fuck?
Psylocke, the Defiled. Third.
Yeah, that. Why didn't we not get that back?
And you were saying the Dread and the Taken are working together in this one.
We needed that
I'd say
shit back.
The Taken are kind of.
Maybe I'll
taking
add
the
that to the
helm
board.
Of the Dread right now, not because like they're
The stream
strong
deck,
or anything,
so I
but
can just
because,
play
like,
that whenever we
Psylocke
want.
is just more experienced with the prison. I feel
Yeah,
like
honestly.
he's a he was a model inmate.
Yeah.
So they were like we're asking from the best. All the Warden likes him.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. He was always available for work after hours. He was hanging out in the library, reading up on the law, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing his
Yeah.
Yeah.
community service, all the works.
So what's the mechanic we're seeing at play here as well, by the way?
So this mechanic is a bad pun. So for everyone who loves Rift or really has even played Excision, instead of Spark Runner buff, it is Dark Runner, where you're picking up splinters.
That disappointed moan is
give you stacks
everything,
of
dude.
Dark
That's so
Runner to,
good.
like ×3, where it'll say like Dark Runner Max, and then you dunk them in a Rift. And it changes based on like the encounter. For the normal Dread encounter, just something different. But in this, Psylocke will have a
another,
shield.
Different objective. It's happening right now too.
Oh yeah, we got the Rifleman is a critical objective, and the thing with that is there will be clones of the Rifleman. That's
I love how this
around
person
the
just
objective.
mains
Have to find the
Anarchy
real
like a
one.
primary
But
weapon.
The clone's damage is real too. You gotta make sure that you're not in their line of sight.
Yeah.
All these critical objectives are meant to be pretty tough.
Yeah, they're not supposed to go easy on you.
Yeah, I mean they're
Not called-
critical.
It's not the Sandbox of Elders, it's the Tomb,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, thank you.
They die.
Loving how
Yeah.
dynamic all this is too, because even like through our practice runs and all that, we've seen a bunch of different modifiers and different objectives
Yeah.
pop up.
This is if I was to describe what design's goal was for this in one word,
Yeah.
it would be variable. There's so much that can change from a given run. Is
Where
really
is
trying to
Varix
embody
right now?
Light to like its fullest. You'll have different pathways every
Yeah.
time, which is like you'll go to different cell blocks in different orders.
Yeah.
You'll have different objectives that'll pop up, different critical objectives, and you'll have different modifiers and like all this stuff. And based on how well you do, the dynamic, like enemies are harder or easier based on how well you do. Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and I
That's so
hope
cool.
players can like. I'm looking at Dado and Astacross, make a good guide for this.
Yeah.
because it's
See the exact stuff they said
this
they
is
wanted to do for
this is a
lasting
big
core
one,
activities
but
and
I think
frontiers.
that,
Yeah, it's
the more
close.
people play, they'll kind of understand the mode.
I think
a lot
Onslaught is like a
more,
really good
and,
example of,
there's a lot to offer,
the sort of
I think,
lasting
and
activity
we're
they're
not
going to go
show
for.
the treasure chamber, unfortunately, but that's kind of the whole thesis. We want everyone to get to that treasure chamber and
Yeah.
feel like however they played, they can get paid out based on how well they did.
Definitely.
And my goal was, even if you're at the worst level, if you're at Warden's punishment ×3, you're able to get to the max rewards in one lap.
Yeah. Just might take you a little bit longer.
Yeah,
might
you
be
just
a
have
little
to
bit
be
more
kind of
stress.
dialed in.
Yeah.
It'll be the phrasing of like, oh, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
Exactly.
You got to earn these
You
rewards.
gotta say it in a Varix voice though too.
Oh, I'm not.
The
we'll get
Warden
back
has
to that.
so many lines. I want to shout out Olivia on narrative for writing all the lines.
Yeah.
He has.
It's just how they do seasonal activities, man. Like, I don't-
Right now, but he has a
I don't
bunch,
know
and
why
then
anyone would
from
expect
being,
him
I'm
to
very
change.
proud of you to like. Come on, man. You got to do a little better than that. It
Yeah,
kinda
that's-
pushes
And we
you to
don't
kinda
like we
just wanna make
don't
him proud.
know that they're not going to bring this back, and we don't know for a fact. As like I mentioned, I don't think it has been confirmed that this stuff is leaving. If it has been confirmed, I either missed it or completely forgot about it. But I don't think I've heard them talk about any of the episodic stuff.
Yeah, he's not mad. He's just
That I can
disappointed.
recall.
Disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Dylan is the father here. He's used to saying that to me.
I don't use the slang like you do.
That's it. I mean, I got that Skibbity Ohio Riz, unfortunately. But
What was that?
moving right along. Actually, while we have a second here, Taylor, I wanted to go ahead back to you.
Yeah.
Actually, we've got
That's
some new
insane. I
artifact
cannot
ones
believe he
joining
fucking said
this time
that.
around as well. Do you mind if we take a look and kind of walk through and see what we got here?
Yeah. So we've
Wow,
got,
it's
like,
at 24 minutes.
the last episode. Sorry. We have a new row unlocking in Act 2. These are all close quarters themed, so we've got a discount for all your melee mods, an improvement to emergency reinforcements, which I think is like you get a heal when you're low health. We've got a way to get armor charge while you're surrounded. The boost there gives you more weapon handling and charge rate for swords.
And the boost comes from tonics, right?
Yeah, so there'll be new tonics.
Nice.
This, I think, is a variant of one of the older mods that is.
Jesus
break
Christ.
Combatant shield, you get an orb power, and then the boost on this actually is going to be really nice, which is picking up an orb power or elemental pickup or tangle. It gives you a bit of health, which kind of replicates the leg armor mods, which you can like run both, or this can free you up a slot with that. I know I'm running the Stasis Hunter with the new helmet, and that's going to be pretty good for that.
Yeah.
And also just for staying alive and in this activity since it's kind of spicy.
Someone who's been a very punchy punch hunter these days with my Rorschach build, as I call it.
Yep.
Yeah, those there's a lot of mods in this row that I'm really looking forward to having.
Tomb of Elders activities are very claustrophobic. I think shotguns in close range is definitely going to be king here.
I can't wait.
What's the buzzword? Enemy density.
Yes. The density in Destiny is just getting there.
And then our compounding, which I believe was maybe in an older artifact.
It's not Silox's final form.
To blinded targets,
In 10 years in Destiny 3, when we get Prison of Elders the 4th, Psylocke will be
the moths there will be
Mega Chad Psylocke.
And then also it's a grenade launcher, so it kind of gets to double dip with all the grenade launcher builds in this.
And to that end as well, quickly for anyone who may not read through every patch note necessarily, quick update, what were the changes?
There's an insane change they're about to announce right here, by the way.
Get a little bit more ammo, but the main thing was flattening out the projectile behavior a bit, so it goes to a little bit higher velocity, less gravity, so you can more easily hit stuff from range. And then if you get multiple direct hits quickly, you also get a moth in the same way that you would on the kill trigger. So let's scale into some higher difficulty content a bit easier, and it does some work.
Pre-watch, sorry. I was too excited, man.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get back to some gameplay here in a second, but really quickly before we move on as well, we were talking before the show, there are some changes happening to roaming supers as well.
Yeah. So you may have seen earlier we had our Warlock here on Stasis Lock, but one of the things we're doing in this Act 2 patch is we're buffing all the roaming supers. So for context, that's like your Storm Trance, Vista Havoc, where you're in the super for a while, versus the one-shot supers like Nova Bomb, Tether, etc. We're making a change so that the damage-based rechargers, specifically in PvE.
Right, yes, only in PvE, not PvE.
You'll be charged, like through active combat, you'll be charging the roaming supers, but like 2 to 3 times faster than normal.
Yeah.
Song of Flame, Golden Gun. The stocks keep going up. This could be really interesting as well for some weird theory crafting here, because the Warlock Stasis Super makes your teammates like virtually unkillable with stasis armor. You know, is Golden Gun a roaming super? Yeah, I would consider it a roaming super. You pop it and you walk around and it lasts for a long time. Maybe not Golden Gun. I would count it as a roaming super, but maybe not. If Dawnblade counts, then Golden Gun counts.
So it's like a pretty big swing with the kind of the
but this is sick. I mean, all around, this is a win for everything that I can think of. This is really fucking cool. Sentinel, ATP fell to his knees in an Applebee's because his fucking Arc Strider's gonna be goated. It's going to be crazy, man. This is a great change.
A little bit closer to your neutral game.
I'm actually a little worried that it might be too ambitious of a change.
Something you feel more comfortable popping like on cooldown.
Yeah.
So you don't feel like you need to keep it for when you kind of need it. You can use it pretty actively because you can get it back.
Spectral Blades gang? No, dog. Spectral Blades in PvE? What are we doing?
Yeah, relatively quickly.
Yeah, you used I think the great analogy earlier of like, it's not the hyper potion in your backpack you hold on to forever because you need it.
We want to try and break that habit. We understand.
Oh, Lab, please. Oh, okay.
It's a hard habit to kick.
As someone, again, who uses the super basically only in the final phase of any boss fight.
It's years and years of Destiny.
Do you agree that glaives have been a huge flow? I don't know what that means.
To do that too, so it was interesting seeing in playtest because it took people a bit to kind of adapt to it, but once we got used to how quickly they were coming back, it was like a lot of fun because it opens up a lot more things too. Because
flop? No, I wouldn't say they're a flop. They're not for me, but plenty of people like them.
Just instantly more valuable without needing to change a whole lot of stuff.
Totally.
So
W and P are on like literally the opposite side of the keyboard.
Options.
Yeah.
It sounds enticing for like Onslaught, Coil, Tomb of Elders.
No, I don't. I would not say they're a slop. Or a slop. Fuck. Now I'm doing it. I don't think they're a flop. No. I'm not a big fan of glaives, but plenty of people like them a lot.
Yeah.
Versus just like burst damage or something.
Right. Yeah, and just upping that versatility factor, honestly, of all things, you know?
Just bringing some other stuff kind of back in the limelight.
Yeah, no, very excited. The build crafters out there in the audience, you've got your work cut out for you now. Go ahead and start adjusting those variables in your various spreadsheets and everything.
I was about to say the same thing. When you see the spreadsheets, when I eat lunch, I sometimes just put on a video and I'm like, Let me see what the meta is.
Yeah.
Not
Dear
everyone has the
Matrix, tell me
US
what my build-
keyboard layout. Oh, let me see the other. What's the other layout called? What's the other one called? What's the not QWERTY keyboard called? The weird one. Has the entire world not adopted QWERTY, by the way? I don't fucking know. I would have guessed. Dvorak? Dvorak. Well, what did he say? He said flop instead of what? Oh, he said flow instead of flop. Bro, this was not close either. What? This might actually be further away. It's got to be a different one. It's got to be a different one.
This today. Yeah. No.
Then you have Bjorndal internally.
Maybe it's just me, but the Destiny 2 lighting is getting a little bit boring. Every space looks similar. I think that's just your eyes. Discord. Oh, please. Please.
The witness?
No, why did you start with it? No, it's got to start with the Skibbity Ohio Riz. Let's see what you put together, though. Let's see what you put together. It's backwards.
The witness is
Give me the Ohio Riz.
Okay, never mind. This is way better. This is way better. This is way better. This is way better.
the witness is
Give me the Ohio Riz.
Ah! No! No! God damn it. God damn it, bro. No!
Where it's like, what's my meta gonna be in a month? What should I start saving now?
yeah.
That's. I will admit, I had also when I got a sneak peek at Alethanim, I went home that day and built like a stasis loadout just in preparation for it, more or less. The stand-in was I can't remember at any rate, but the exotic or the exotic scout rifle
Oh, wait, what, Demon's Scale? Or
from Season of the Deep.
Oh, Wicked Implement.
Thank you, Wicked
Yeah,
Implement. There we go.
I like how I like how it was the scout rifle came from his activity, and he's like, I don't know what it is.
This is
Sorry, I had to black my brain.
No one likes it. I'm so sorry to the three people that like Wicked Implement, including Andy. But like no one likes it, man.
I appreciate it. There's only one scout rifle in my brain, and it's just the dead man's tail. So I
Yeah,
get
that's
it.
why we were just talking about that earlier. I went to that.
Yeah. All right, so we've obviously got a lot of great stuff arriving with the season in terms of the activity and weapons, but Dylan, I want to turn my attention solely to you. In addition to the cool content being added, you've got some notes prepared, I see. We've got some cool stuff to go ahead.
Have notes.
There it is. All right, everyone, get your memes going. We
sorry.
have got some cool stuff arriving in the form of, let's go ahead and start from the top. We're doing a partnership with Street Fighter coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about the cool stuff that we're going to have
Did this
available through
leak?
that partnership?
Because I don't remember this at all.
Well, what if I ask please,
I knew about
can
the
you
other
tell us?
sets.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
think I knew about
So you've
these
seen
sets.
a few things through gameplay. We have a bunch of cosmetics. Like the first thing you can see here is a
It did?
wonderful
I don't remember
set
it.
of ghosts. So we got your Cammy, Ryu, your Chun-Li. I wouldn't want my ghost to get into a fist fight with the with any of the bosses.
Why
really,
were
but
people
that
not
one looks
happy
like
with
they can
this?
take
The Ryu
one,
one's
right?
pretty swole, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch every face of the witness.
There's a lot, so you better get to work.
I don't know what that means.
And then,
Oh,
one of our
actually, I
players
do
has
know
actually
what that
been
means.
running
I was
around
like, the
with
witness
a
has a lot of
Gauntlet
hands, not
helmet, which is,
heads.
so it's
But I
not
get it.
one class that gets this. It's going to be universal ornament.
And this mask is
The helmet
really
goes
cool.
on all characters, Hunter, Titan, Warlock, which is going to be great. And then with the roaming super changes, like you can throw on your
And the health
Titan,
bars are
super,
really
you can
fucking
throw on
cool.
Storm Trance and
Yeah.
go and kind of role play with some of that electricity, right?
Yeah, honestly.
Look above their
just really
heads.
live up that fantasy of being Blanca after all this time. Maybe not as swole as him necessarily, but still, it's a step in the right direction.
Right.
Speak for yourself, Andy.
Okay, stop. All right.
Yeah,
we
they're,
all know, Noah, that you're just way cooler than all of us. Okay, stop rubbing it in.
As long as we know.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, great.
So, yeah, great. So there are also 3 finishers. You might have seen those sprinkled in through the gameplay. Lightning kick, spinning bird.
That mask costs like
Hadouken.
$8. Well, yeah. Look, I've said this before. I give Eververse like a lot of shit. Historically, there's a lot of things they do with Eververse that I don't like. I'm not a big fan of event cards. I'm not Dungeon Pass. I could take it or leave it. I understand it. I really don't like them upcharging the fuck out of old seasonal stuff. If there's anything in the game that I understand them charging money for, it's collaboration things. They're not universe breaking. Both Bungie and this other company are presumably taking cuts from this, or Bungie's licensing out, or having to purchase a limited licensing agreement or something. There are 2 parties here. This is not like gatekeeping in-game rewards. This is pretty much like the only cosmetic thing in the game that I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that it actually costs money. I just think there's so many things that we can get mad about. Fun little collaborations, I just don't. Like, just let people have their fun. I don't really care. I don't know.
Over here, thank you.
Was
there it
my
is.
attempt worse than the joke, or?
Significantly
We'll
better.
leave the comments.
Yeah.
Significantly better. Yeah.
Then we got some emotes that we can show off.
That's
too,
a
which are,
sick
a pretty
fucking
good time.
finisher,
Yeah,
by
let's
the
see
way.
here. We'll see what we can see here. If gameplay's on screen, anyway.
There we go.
There we go. Yes. All right. So we've got some emotes.
Slightly concerned about the fact that the story wasn't talked about. They don't really address stories in these sorts of things. Plus, I mean, if we learned anything from the last episode, it's that story doesn't matter until the exotic mission, anyways. So, whatever.
Show off as well. Let's start with the group emote here.
This is so sick.
Fight
The health bars are so good.
and winner.
Does the same person win every time?
And then we got a.
If it's
bonus level.
randomized, that would be a
Bonus
great
round,
way to solve an argument with
It's
your
not
friends.
exactly a Honda Civic, but it's just as much fun to go ahead and beat
I
up.
want to do a shout out to every
What is the
Guardian in
Honda
tower.
Civic joke? What does that mean? Is that a Street Fighter thing?
1997 Honda Civic Adept. I see you. I love you.
It's an important role to play, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good. This is going to be. my
I've never
new
played a
childhood
Street
stuff, I
Fighter
can
game.
tell,
Right.
honestly.
And then we actually have a segue on screen already with the armor that has been adorned.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and just rotate over there with
Gotcha.
the arrival as well of this act. The dawning
These
is gonna
armor
be-
sets, they're pretty sick. They're pretty sick. The wings are like, I love the design on the wings. I don't know if I'll ever use the wings. The masks look
It's return
incredible.
as well on December 10th, I believe.
And I bet the gauntlets do too. We don't get to see a lot of them, but
Yes, December 10th. Yeah, 10 a.m. right at reset. We'll have the dawning coming back. The wonderful theme for our armor.
You had to clip me?
is gonna
Oh,
be a
Jesus. Did you
celestial
tweet that shit
space
out,
dragon,
dude?
Which is really great. And then the team did a bunch of really good work on
looks so nice.
shader application. We've seen your feedback tons of times on, hey, I want my shaders to look pretty on all the armor that I'm getting.
Yeah.
This knocks it out of the park, especially with that celestial star map in the wings.
oh, you don't tweet
So
anymore? Okay.
Each,
Is that like a
each class
change
is
that
gonna
just
get their
happened in the
dragon
last like
on. It's
3
gonna be a
hours?
great
or-
time. These armor sets you can get for silver or bright dust. So if you've been doing all your Pathfinders, shout out to the team on the Pathfinder changes in the last episode launch. Yeah, lots
I
of
love
bright dust,
the
so
reflective
you can get these armors pretty
type
quick.
thing that they got. This
and
is
then dawning.
I've talked about this a lot. Like, one of my main complaints about Bungie's animated shaders and stuff is they always look really like 2D. If you think about something like in Call of Duty, like the Origins Pack-a-Punch camo, or the Revelations Pack-a-Punch camo. Sorry to only use Pack-a-Punch camos, but I'm mostly a zombies guy. Dark Ether from Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 3, Dark Matter. Really, I love animated camos that, or no, they don't even have to be animated, but I love like stuff that gives depth. That it's 2D because it's a skin on your gun, but it looks 3D. Bungie's been historically really bad about that. These look incredible. I mean, there's a reflective depth to these wings, and it looks really good. Are you into Black Ops 6 TDM? Do you mean Team Deathmatch, I guess? But I've been grinding zombies camo. I'm about halfway through the zombies mastery camo right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have your favorite cookie baking activities coming back, going around to all of your different vendors, giving them nice treats, giving some raisins to Eris, that kind of stuff.
Right.
The reason I'm so salty about this is last year someone made a macro where it would go up to Eva, buy 4 bounties or 6 bounties, however many you can hold, I forget, or 5. I think it's 5 actually. It would buy 5 bounties. It would go in your inventory, see which cookies you needed to cook those cookies, claim the bounties, and then repeat over and over again. And it was the greatest thing ever. And now it's against TOS. And I'm very sad. So now Dawning is my least favorite thing in the game.
There have been a couple of quality
just because I
elections
can't use that macro.
Let's see, Dark Frosting. So it's not just going to be Stasis anymore. Both of your Darkness subclasses, Strand and Stasis, are going to make that easier. And then for every Guardian out there that's been saying, hey, this specific ingredient is not dropping for me, we're upping the drop rates for all those. So if you're using Void, trying to get that null taste or whatever,
and we are,
you'll start getting that a little bit more frequently.
I never had an issue.
Stop it, okay? Don't
Well, yeah, you're the lucky one.
Yeah.
Built different.
Dev loot.
Classic Taylor, geez. Yeah, the Dev loot. Yeah.
Dawning Ingram.
Did you notice on Braytech this episode's energy slot exotic is 1 of 3? 1 we have Icebreaker and then 2 hidden exotics? What? Really? How'd you check that? How do you see that? In collections? Or
Those are coming back. We have focusing. You can actually earn double perks as well. So if you're trying,
yeah, where do you see that? Is it in collections? I don't think it's in collections. But that's where I am. I don't see any hidden shit here. Okay, I think I just fixed it. Well, last season says I only have 4 out of 5. Am I missing one from? I'm not missing one from last season. Does this count? There's something weird. This because it says from Season of Defiance I only have 1 out of 2. Season of Arisen I only have 5 out of 7. I think it's just fucky sometimes. But it does very clearly have 2 slots here. But I should have every... It is weird that it's all the craftable seasons. Because Dead Messenger as well is craftable, technically, right? But I should have everything unlocked. Like, I should have all the catalysts. But it is all the craftable ones. Yeah, Lab. That's what I'm thinking. So, I wouldn't read too much into this yet. I just feel like if there was another exotic, it would have been data mined.
Going to get the new linear fusion rifle with some spicy rolls. It's going to be nice to earn a pathway to a couple in the columns. But if we could get a preview.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah. So adaptive burst, beautiful fusion rifle. There's already actually a pretty spicy roll on the screen right now. So on the left column, internally we call it box weaken.
Like box breathing.
What is what's the actual?
Withering gaze.
Withering gaze. So aim down sights for a bit, and then you
left
can.
column specifically.
Oh, sorry,
really
left.
Nice.
You can weaken your targets, and then in the right column, bait and switch. So amp up your damage.
Interesting
weaken your
combo.
target. That's actually going to be a pretty spicy roll. Vice Stinger 2 to get a bunch of your ammo back. But if you're actually worried about ammo, Envious Arsenal. It's one of the hottest perks of this season or of this episode. Sorry, this act. Those are going to pair really
Hit a good
well
enough risk to
linear
debuff
that's
your
coming
enemy.
out.
Yeah,
Bait and
I
switch
agree.
has become the darling
Swap
child of my
those.
heavy ammo slot, honestly, so I'm excited to see this. Also, I think we were talking earlier, after being such big fans of Stormcaller, seeing another adaptive burst, linear fusion rifle on the map was pretty exciting, honestly.
Storm
Storm Chaser, thank you, Storm Chaser, my mistake.
Yeah,
That
Shadow
was a test, you passed.
Storm-themed content. In
Yeah.
the game, if you haven't noticed.
One of my buddies out in Midwest, he actually does some storm chasing as a hobby. So he was like, I need that gun. Love you,
I
Butane.
remember that, yeah.
They kept saying seasonal stream. I mean, you know, it says it in game. It says it in the database.
So your fusion rifle, pulse rifle, glaive, sword, and the machine gun. Big shout out to Lego LaFlash. He's my go-to content creator for fusion rifle rolls and Glacial Cloud.
I like them shouting out creators. That's
shake
fun.
your fist at it a couple times, but there are going to be some more rolls.
After seeing you in that Bungie Foundation stream, just mopping the floor with people with fusions, I fully expect this to be added into your
Full-on
inventory as
dad loadout,
possible.
man. Pulse
Yeah.
rifle, fusion rifle.
Yeah, that Prison of Elders, but better,
can't be
way
friends
better.
anymore.
Because
I
that scene one Prison of Elders, like, let's be honest, everyone, was shit. It was bad. Okay, Skull Loss was fine. Everything else was shit. I'm sorry.
Sorry, what was that?
It's
It was
tough
bad.
enough to get the lighthouse.
No
these
one
days.
liked it
Forgive
at the
me, everyone
time.
likes it, all right?
Yeah, I hope they come.
Everything else is revisionist history. You guys are liars. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean,
But it
so
looks
Strange
good now.
Ones are actually going to be
And that's
added to the
okay.
deck
It's
as well.
coming home.
Yeah.
So, like
nice.
with Festival of the Lost, you could get the exotic class items with candy and that kind of stuff. With Dawning, you're going to get higher drop rate of those strange coins from giving out those gifts, and then you can go to Zur. You can get your exotic class items or the Zerf board actually too.
Oh, nice. So we
it's not necessarily a catch-up mechanic, but we know, hey, you might not be going into strikes or Crucible and earning strange
I like
coins,
this.
so we're trying to
That's
strike
a fun
below.
change.
nice. So we'll get what we deserve.
I keep
Pretty
setting
good.
you up
Yeah.
for these, and then I
know.
just regret.
No, thank you. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do you a solid. Set you up for one. We have one more cool little thing actually. There's a new fashion set that's being added to Act 2 as well. The players have been pretty excited about it. They may have caught wind of it, but can you tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here, Dylan?
So by the power of the moon, the team has done absolute beautiful work on some Doki Doki Destiny.
Okay, so you're gonna have to enlighten me, as a person that knows nothing about this. Is this a collaboration? Is this just like, what is Doki Doki? Is that a fashion style? Is that an IP? What does that mean?
Sets. We got your Warlock and your Titan there, showing off their fashion, pondering an
Sailor
orb, if
Moon
you will.
inspired, copyright
But,
free. Okay,
yeah,
I don't really know
I
anything
mean,
about
this
Sailor
has
Moon
been a
either.
long time coming. We hope players enjoy throwing on some bows, some ribbons, and just having a fun time in fashion. If you want to go super black and be gothic cutesy,
Just
set,
an
that's gonna
aesthetic.
be-
Okay.
It's a great time for that, honestly.
Yeah, right.
This is available through Silver.
This is going to be silver and bright.
Yeah,
dust.
I always feel kind of. I wish I knew more about this sort of thing. It's not really my thing. But I always feel like I'm kind of missing out when I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck that is. Same thing with Street Fighter. Like with a lot of these collabs, actually.
If you're going in doing your Pathfinders, all that kind of stuff, yeah, it'll be available in Eververse for Bright Dust or Silver.
Could be a good
Live
time.
your best fashion life.
Right. Fashion is the true end game.
Dress.
I will say though, if I see you using the cat ears emoji, you're catching the bag. That's all I'm saying. I very rarely teabag unless you teabag me first or you use the cat ears emote. That's just my rule. I don't
Any
make the
other
rules.
notes?
That's
I
just
do
my
wanna give
rule.
a shout out.
Oh, please.
Yeah, I mean, like at the top of the show, I was saying I'm an emissary of the team, but ultimately there are a ton of people that make cool content. Like we have Noah Taylor here right now. But
That's right. Every time I face
big
you,
thank
lad.
to Mike Profeta, Joshua
get the bag.
B, CJ Payne, Brad Fisher, Mercules, and Michelle on test as well for working on a bunch of these sandbox changes, a bunch of these Dawning goodies.
Yeah.
There are a ton of unsung heroes at Bungie, from IT to like the folks behind the stream and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a group effort, and I'm really excited for what's to come.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's nice. Let's make those thankless jobs ones that get a lot of thanks. Honestly, they deserve it for all the
I have
hard
a
work
shout out also. I
Please.
want to shout out
Same.
Keenan for everything you saw in Tomb of Elders and contest. Every arena, he had made it himself, and it is beautiful as we've seen. So I want to shout out Keenan and Olivia. I already shouted her out earlier, but I'll just do it again.
Never hurts. Yeah. Taylor, anyone you got for you?
Yeah, Vivian on the Scorn weapons and that origin perk.
Yeah.
Matt Dowling for all his work on the release.
Yeah.
And then Denny for something we might talk about in a bit.
Interesting.
We'll get to that.
What an interesting little tease that is.
Yeah, I mean, teams are stronger than heroes is one of the Bungie pillars.
Yeah.
And it's like, in the game, this is where you see it in full force because everything is made by so many hands.
Yeah, honestly, that's something I always say is nothing ever happens here in a vacuum, right? Like it takes a lot of people to come together. This coalescence of technical and artistic skills, like really make a lot of cool stuff happen. So, we'll obviously make sure and give additional thanks at the end.
There's
to our
still one more
patrons
really
at
cool
Bungie
thing
that
they're
are
about to
here
show
even
off.
now, working hard, continuing to build all the next chapters of Destiny. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.
Do I have any other notes?
Do you have any other notes?
I think Oh yeah, last thing. We've had a lot of players asking about Iron Banner.
Oh, right.
Not
thank you.
that. Not this. I'm gonna go while he's
26th,
talking. I'm
so
gonna
the week
go turn
after
off my
the-
AC because it is
the
fucking
act
cold,
launches, we'll
boys.
have Iron Banner coming back with a new armor set and a couple new weapons that a certain somebody might have
Couple
details
new
on.
weapons. Can you give us a tease? There was a sidearm. I remember we were
Yeah,
talking
I
about a
need
little bit earlier. Yeah.
Stasis, rocket sidearm with choke clip. I think some people have already found that, but yeah, that'll be available soon.
I just like all those words,
To
honestly.
forever.
This sidearm's gonna be fucking insane.
Honestly.
Mine is
Archon's
beautiful.
Thunder, baby. Get your machine gun on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm
It's been a while.
farming
Just
the
even look at
shit
one,
out of that
honestly, I'm
sidearm.
But
Yeah.
that nice classic solar
Reese
machine gun
Walker.
is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but we'll have a ton of twids between now and end of December when we go dark. But we'll have a bunch of stuff on Iron Banner. Dawning, all the goodies in there. We have a bake-off event that's going to be going on in the game where you can earn some cosmetics and emblems.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we have a lot of good content in this act going through the end of the year.
Very nice. Excellent. Well, we also, as is the case with these streams, we're getting near the end of our agenda here.
My
for
AC did
today.
not turn off.
But as is the case, typically, we're going to leave you with just one more
You
thing
fucking
as well.
mind?
Now, as a
cold.
quick heads up, the launch of Act 3, pardon me, is going to be on January 7th. So given that that's right after 2025 rolls around, many of us will be at home spending time with our families and loved ones, or if you're like me, sitting around just playing more Destiny. So as a result, we won't be actually having an Act 3 stream. So unmark those calendars for the stream, but make sure you log in that day because with the arrival of Act 3, shortly after the arrival or right
I will be taking a half day. We'll be solving all the secrets.
when it launches
On stream, don't worry about
to
it.
a twit to make sure we get that
We'll
game
be
spot
here.
on. There's going to be a new exotic weapon quest arriving as well, and with it, a new exotic shotgun as well that we're going to actually take a look at here today. Now, the name of the quest we're not going to spoil for you because it has some story implications, but Taylor, I'd love to put you on the spot real quick. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here?
Yes, this is Slayer's Fang. It's a pretty unique
It looks fucking
slug
insane.
shotgun. Where it fires a single slug round that once it impacts a target or a surface, like environment, the slug shatters in a bunch of secondary projectiles. And then once you get a kill, you get true sight for a short period of time, and then the shattered projectiles will weaken targets that they hit, and they get a bit smarter with
I'm
it.
very worried this thing's going to be better
It's also
shot
got
round.
a pretty unique reload
Yeah.
for a
You
shotgun.
put a crystal in that?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
it's like a small void crystal.
Thinking
I
I
think the
missed out on
theme is like
fucking
the projectiles are
emblems.
hitting
Who do you
servers
think
and
I
shattering
am?
to bits.
We
Absolutely
went down
not.
as a squad of 9. We're turned into void
Yep.
crystals and are now in an exotic weapon.
Hey, I mean, we turn
Turn everything and everyone
yeah.
into weapons around here.
Here
It's like-
comes guns or bullets or
Yeah.
something.
A worm.
a very sassy
It's like the lady
Also
finger
fully
from
reloads
Borderlands.
the gun with the
I was
reload,
gonna
it's
ask.
not- It's not shell by shell.
Yeah, was it the whole? So it's the whole magazine up front, not necessarily.
This thing's going to be so
I can
fucking
already- like, I'm already
good.
mentally trying to build this into as many loadouts as I possibly
Oh,
can.
yeah.
if I'm being
Your
honest.
Falcon? Yeah.
Very curious if no backup plans.
I think the ladyfinger did it
might-
too, but
might
yeah, the
happen.
fibber also did it.
Well, they will now.
Yeah, also benefits from the.
Maybe I'm making up. Maybe the ladyfinger
Yeah.
didn't do it. I think the ladyfinger did do it in
range
Borderlands
to
1 though.
use this.
I think you had
Yeah.
to bounce it.
Yes, yeah. So like kind of the past couple quests we've done with this, like Choir 1, etc. A bunch of things to do in the activity, intrinsic levels to unlock, and a handful of catalysts that have some interesting interactions with how the gun works itself.
Very nice. All right, so the theory crafters in the audience are going to have plenty to sink their teeth into.
Yes,
Yeah.
and a few other maybe secret things to do.
Maybe secret things. All right, that's cool. Well, when
I like
they
maybe secrets.
maybe secrets are maybe cool.
I like
Things for you to find
Yeah,
out.
we'll wait for the YouTubers to make their Pepe Sylvia wall of all the different secrets that exist in there at some point. But for now, that
I would just like to point out, look, they shouted out all the other YouTubers. I'm just saying, okay?
actually leads us to the end of our series of events. My page of notes has gone ahead and concluded. So today we actually had a quick chance to go ahead and dive in and take a look, pardon me, at a little bit of what's to arrive with Act 2.
Did they say what the name of that
Episode
shotgun was? It's probably already in
huge thanks
Foundry,
to
no?
Noah for walking us through the Contest of Elders and the new
great.
Team of Elders. Much appreciated. Taylor, thank you a ton for walking us through some of the weapons that are going to be arriving, along with some other sandbox changes that are going to be going along. with it.
Absolutely. I love talking about this stuff.
Yeah, honestly, it's been a great time. It's been, even just
Bang.
before the stream, sitting in here, just going through it all has been so much fun.
It's
So
not
thank you
in-
all for
it's not
joining
in
us. And of
Foundry yet.
course, to Dylan for kind of walking us through a little bit of what's to come, including the stuff with the Dawning, the Street Fighter 6 partnership, the Doki Doki set that is no jokey jokey. Thank you, Dylan. We appreciate you taking the time.
No worries.
Had to get one more in.
Good. I'm sorry.
Never
All right.
be free.
I'm excited to go home and
Slayer's
get some
Fang. That
hot
was my
dogs from
nickname in
Garden
high
of
school,
Salvation
actually.
that this man worked on. So I mean, sorry, deep sights. So
tomato to hot dog. It's all right. It works out well.
What is going on?
It's we're all going mad in here. No. So thank you again to all you fine folks in the audience for joining us. To our fire team behind the scenes, obviously, Ashley, Justin, and Peyton, as always, for doing the heavy lifting. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join us. To the incredible crew here in-house that has the distinct challenge of trying to make me look good, thank you all so much. It's a joy to be a part of something like this. And then, of course, ultimately, from all of us in here to all of you out there, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate getting a chance to hang out with you and show off a little bit of what we've been working on. But in the meantime, make sure to go ahead and follow us at Destiny the Game on Twitter, Facebook, really your platform of choice. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Boom! Good reveal stream. One of the better ones, I think. One of the better ones. I'm very excited for the new iteration of Prison of Elders. We're going to do some onslaught farming here. I think I'm at 24 total. I'm getting so close to being done with onslaught. Just really good. I'm a big fan of onslaught. I think Act 1 this season hit a lot harder than Act 1 last season. That being said, this drop everything, for me, just as I feared, this drop everything week 1 is just not it. It is just not fucking it. I hate it so much. If I didn't have Destiny Rising and COD, oh my god, I would be so bored. The 3-on, 3-off thing is my ideal. Have you seen Nurupin? I don't know what that is. Cannot push myself to get 30k candy for the Ghost Rider Guild. I have just been farming Onslaught with the mask on. I'm pretty close. Actually, I might be able to finish it right now, because weekly reset just happened, right? I'll be pretty close, because I can pick up like 1,000 per character. I have to do this. I'll get a Duinkaru Checky or something. God, yeah, the 30,000 candy is brutal. What are we at? Yeah, I'm at 24 out of 50 full onslaught runs. I'm pretty much halfway through. We're just gonna sit here and vibe for a bit. GM node comes out next week. When are we pumping it all out? On Tuesday, I'll probably be doing Prison of Elders stuff, but if we want to do just one of the other nights, whenever you're available, it should be pretty fast. What are all the GMs this season? I haven't done a single one, by the way, but oh, sorry, that's not fucking GM. Easy. Easier now. Easy. I haven't even done the new Inverted Spire yet. Easy. Has this one ever been a GM before? This is Giant Scion, right? I don't think it'll be so bad. Yeah, I haven't even done new Inverted Spire. What is this? Right on. Godfather of Nurupin is a 2014 German crime drama about the rise and fall of a mafia clan in a rural town. Oh, no, that's not really my type of content. Friday or Saturday is easier for me. Yeah, let's do probably Saturday, but I'll let you know. Yo, Tides, what's up, buddy? Oh, back out. I wasn't paying attention. This will be a new instance. How many out of 50? 24. I'm getting there. I've just been doing it during hockey games. So I'll usually get 4 done during a hockey game. So working on it. Oh, sorry, Maths. You wanted to see my keybinds. Here you go, buddy. Like I said, any of the number ones, 1 through 7, are on my thumb. That's why they're weird. Roll it back in.
Multiple enemy contacts.
Multiple enemy
defend the
contacts.
ADU and get those Elixni out of there.
Yeah, so 1 through 7's on my thumb. That's why it's kind of weird. Uncharged melee being 2, for instance. But everything else, it should be default, with the exception of finishers E, and I also have an emote button on Q. So that was for when 3 peaking was really good. It is less good now, so. But I think everything else is default. Except for 1 through 7s. Trying to see. I didn't even know Build A was switch weapon for me. That's pretty funny. Pretty straightforward. I can check Eververse stuff. This was a fast load in to be fresh. I've been getting I hit like a lot of 46s. I've been getting pretty lucky.
We've got hostiles on the ground. Get in there and secure.
Let me check Eververse here. Go Shell. This shit's pretty sick. I don't know if it clears Ghost, but it's pretty close. Couple shaders. No, nothing really that good. I think that means we're loading into one that's going on. I think that was a stasis crystal. What? 14? My rule is usually 30 or above. I'll stay. Would you rather work as a TA for 5 years or work at a McDonald's for 1 year? Do I get my PhD at the end of the TA? Or just like right now? No. Then definitely McDonald's. I think I'd rather... Being a TA wasn't that good. Depends. It depends what class. Because when I taught advanced synthetic chemistry, that shit was nice. I got to help design experiments. I got to conduct all the experiments. I got to... It was a lot... by the time kids made it to the final... You know, advanced synthetic chemistry is the last lab class in a sequence. In the chemistry undergrad degree. So, like, by the time you got there, usually they were all pretty good at chemistry. Versus, like, I taught intro organic chemistry for nurses for my first semester, I think, of my PhD. First 2 semesters.
We've got hostiles on the ground.
And so it's because nurses have a truncated degree path in chemistry. Their organic was like chemistry and organic mixed together. It was like a shortened combined class, and their lab class reflected that. And it was very clear that they were skipping steps. Do you think mathematicians are losers? That was a joke I made earlier this stream. No, I don't. Are you doing your zombies camos on Terminus or Liberty Falls? Mostly Liberty Falls, but sometimes you have to kill, like, vermin or parasites, so I'll go on Terminus for a little bit. You're going into math? No, it's a joke. It's a joke, dude. Someone asked if I knew what set theory was or something. I've never heard of that shit in my life. I was like, no, I'm a chemist. I'm not a nerd neck mathematician or whatever, but it's a joke. It's a joke. Oh my god, this is tough crowd today.
Guardians, light them up.
Light them up. All right, let's try Eventide. Sorry, I have to make a meme real quick, but it's not a meme you guys are allowed to see, unfortunately. In a couple months, I'll be able to show. Well, in a couple years, I'll be able to show you. Couple centuries, I'll be able to show you. Wave 15 is not good enough. Sorry. Should solo wave 50? Ain't fucking gonna happen, dude. That was a huge monumental waste of time. Set theory, I'm pretty sure, is a step up after linear algebra. Oh, well, I stopped at Calc 2, so. We had to do some linear algebra for quantum, but. Why take 50 hours to do your Triumph when you can spend 120 hours soloing? That is so true. I don't mind Onslaught. Like, I like Onslaught. 50 wave completions is ridiculous. It is. And the amount of people. Oh my god, dude. Let me see if I can find this tweet where I was tweeting about it. I tweet a lot. Oh. Fuck! Thought I was getting lucky here. I tweet a lot. But the amount of people that were saying the dumbest shit I've ever read, oh my god. Oh Jesus, I don't know when the fuck I tweeted this. Oh, here we go. Let's look at the most awful replies you've ever seen in your entire life, chat. Hi, Destiny 2 team. I would just like to ask on behalf of the entire Triumph community that this Triumph be looked at. It currently requires 50 completions of a full 50-round onslaught, something that will likely take over 60 hours. It's a tad much. Smiley face. But grinding the same content for more than 60 hours for the god roll instead of crafting isn't a tad much? And I replied with, I will PayPal you $250 right now if you can find a clip of me saying you should have to farm 60 hours for a god roll of literally anything. That's a fucking... Hey, guess what? I still have that $250. Oh, fucking hell. Man, wow, man. Oh, this is C-Bro, though. One second. You have 120 days to do it, man. That's a good one. Is this satire? No. Get grinding. LOL. Got to get them weighted rolls somehow. Oh, that's actually a fucking baller. Sorry, I read that like I was gonna roast this person, but now I realize what they're saying, and that's actually a baller tweet. Plenty of time to complete it before episode 3 starts. Okay. You literally have until June to get it done. Yeah, that's a great response. A year to do it. It's just like, what are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? About to deepfake me? Please don't. Do not give my information to the AI overlords.
Get in there and rescue those Elixni.
It's just, we're like I've been talking about this for years. I've just been talking about this for so fucking long, and I'm so sick of it, and it's only getting worse. But we've like reached this this precipice where people are so eager to just piss on you just because you enjoy something they don't, or like none of those fuckers are gonna do this triumph. Most of them probably don't even play the fucking game. Hey man, if you do 3 onslaughts a week, you'll have it done before the episode ends. Yeah, it's just like, oh great, let me spend fucking 3 hours a week doing this. Thanks, buddy. It's just, there's no thought. It's something that doesn't affect these people. It's a hobby of mine that I've been doing for now 10 fucking years. It doesn't affect them. Why? I just don't understand. I cannot, for the life of me, understand why any one of those people took time out of their life to reply to that. If it doesn't affect you, I'm not asking for something that's fun to now be less fun. No one's like, oh, fuck yeah, 50! My life is better now. You know, like, not a single person on earth thinks that. You know what I mean? And, it's the same type of loser that was commenting when I was finally convinced of Weightgate, and I had evidence, and I had gone through the evidence, and I had made demonstrations of Weightgate being a thing, and I finally made my video. It's the same type of idiots that reply, oh, but Scarrow, I thought crafting was bad and RNG rolls are good. It's like, you have to have literally no brain. I don't understand. I do not understand. And it just drives me fucking crazy, man. I hate it here. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. That's it. They're always on fucking alt accounts that retweet like fucking porn or white supremacists every time. I'm like, okay, let's see what this person's into, because they clearly love fucking playing Destiny for 2 hours a week and then trying to fucking tell everyone else they suck. So I'm like, all right, let's see what this account is. Oh wow, that's boobs. Oh wow, that's a fucking Nazi flag. What are we doing? Why are these counts in my reply section, bro? It's my life. It is my life nowadays. You guys should see some of the shit I get now. The DMs I get, the fucking comments I get, the tweets I get, because I dare to play Destiny Rising. Ugh! It's just therapeutic. Thanks for being my fucking therapist. Jesus, I absolutely hate what fucking 14-year-old culture has become on the internet, man. I also hate that all of these, like, I can't get into one that's already launched here. But yeah, that's where we are. Not gonna lie, when they announced crafting, I thought unlocking weapon combinations was gonna be like unlocking COD camos. There was it was a little, like, if you look back at that trailer, it was a little misleading because it looks like you can change on the fly. Take me back to dank memes. I just can't help but think that the meme culture that we helped cultivate let's go. Literally, you could not pick better timing. You could not pick better timing. It's unbelievable. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Do you... You can't make it up, bro!
Styles on the ground. Get in there and secure exfiltration for the elixir.
Oh, Jesus. But I can't help... I feel like meme culture and like this sort of like edgy thing that we all kind of embraced a little bit, some more than others, obviously. and like really hyper aggressive politics have all mixed together to empower like the fucking dumbest people ever. You know, and it's like, yeah, maybe they're bots. I don't know. Maybe they're all bots. Why do you keep watching Onslaught? Because I'm trying to find one that's close to completing so I can just like cruise on and get a point for the triumph. This is the farming strat. See, like this. I'm gonna load into one that's going. Hopefully it's on a high round. If it's above 36, we'll stay. Oh, shit. Oh my god, bro! This is insane! This is what I'm talking about! Let's go! If you do 3 a week, you'll be done by the time episode 3 launches. This is exactly, whoever asked that in chat, whoever asked that, why do you keep relaunching? Whoever the fuck asked that, that's why. That's why we keep launching right there. Oh my god. And now we should be at 25. I just saved an hour of my fucking life doing that. See? That? Huge. Huge. Oh, wait. Does Onslaught give Vanguard reputation? Wait, what? I haven't done a single strike this season. I had no idea. I don't think I've done a single strike or nightfall or anything this season. That's incredible. That's amazing. Okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, man. And, like, when I get comments like those, too, I always have this, like, internal struggle with myself. Because I'm like, I always think to myself, like, don't... Like, you can't just go around roasting obvious 12-year-olds on the internet. You know what I mean? But nowadays, I'm unsure if these people are actually 12 or if they just have, like, the brain capacity of a 12-year-old. I'm, like, really in between. So sometimes I'm like, okay, I think you're okay. I think this person's, like, an adult, but they're like, you can yell at them. It's socially acceptable. You know what I mean? And it's just like, fuck, man. It just kills me. It absolutely kills me. It absolutely
when I lost Carlos,
kills me.
there was no one person I could blame for it.
You know what I mean?
I thought that would make it easy.
I just want to play my Destiny Rising in peace. I don't want to spend 50 hours grinding fucking Onslaught. And I just want humans to have basic rights. Like, these are the 3 core tenets of my life. And, for some reason, they happen to be the 3 positions that piss people off the most.
Hello, Guardian.
So that's where we are. That's where I am in my life right now. So
Make good use of it.
Oh, okay. I'm never coming back. You've gone too far. Yeah, my bad. The internet should have an age requirement. It is an interesting thought, right? I think that would actually do bad. Like, I think that there's a lot of... I think about that the same way that it's hard. It's such a fucking hard thing to think. But...
I have an entire crucible to officiate, Guardian.
If people don't have the internet, if you think about, like, cultures in the world where internet is heavily regulated and the amount of misinformation that's allowed to be spread... This is the same way I personally grapple with, like, homeschooling. Like, I think, like, there are very, very few circumstances where homeschooling should be allowed. I was homeschooled for a year of my life. It was easily the worst year of my life. And I think it set me back quite a bit, personally. And the reason, it's actually really ironic, because the reason it was explained to me at the time by my parents was the school system was insistent. They wanted me to skip 4th grade. My mom is like one of those people. She's very dumb. And the media panic things. She's like all of our parents now, but she's always been like that. Any media panic, she fucking freaks out about. She absolutely, to this day, I guarantee it, believes vaccines cause autism. I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon until I was like fucking 14 or 15 because it had evolution in it. That's the type of person my mom is. So when the school system said I should skip a grade, she took it as some sort of fucking deep state conspiracy against me. She homeschooled me for 4th grade. It was the worst year of my life. It was awful. But all I can imagine with like restricted internet access is like having parents like that nowadays that are empowered by their conspiracy theory Facebook chats that are only spreading that information to their kids and restricting their ability to, you know, see outside cultures and perspectives. I think that's a really dangerous breeding ground. That's what happens when you live in the South. My parents are from New York. I grew up in the South, but my mom is from Buffalo. There's just that sort of culture. It's a lot easier to be encouraged due to like a lack of substantial education down here in the South. But it is not only a Southern thing that exists. Oh, I'm loading into another one that's already going. No, I was born in the South. They moved before I was born. But they are not I am a product of the South, but they are not. They being my stepfather and my mom.
You've got this.
And so I really do worry. Like, you see these people like proposing like laws against social media and, you know, internet restraints. And I do think there's a legitimate conversation to be had about like the radicalization of young men, especially due to the internet. But I don't think a complete restriction of internet access is the way to approach that. Do you have any siblings? I have 5 siblings. I have 4 brothers and a sister. Voter ID required for internet access. That's insane. Our government wants to ban social media for under 16. And then there's the question, like, how do you define social media? Right, because I mean, like, I get it. There are legitimately harmful things going on. But, like, technically YouTube is social media. There's a social aspect to creating videos. There's a social aspect to consuming videos, comment section, stuff like that. One second, my wife's calling me. Hello. Oh, you're going right now? Oh, okay. I don't even remember what they were. Just make your best judgment. Okay. I would err on the side of getting fewer. Both of those sound pretty good. Fuck. Okay, just pick one. Just pick one for me. No, it's fine. Just pick one. Just pick one for me, and then you can get the cheesecake thing. Okay, love you. Trying to eat healthier again. And, she's fucking killing me. But I think there are, like, legitimate conversations to be had, especially for something like Twitter, where it is so aggressively radicalized, and so much of the content there is obviously, you know, bots and aggressive ad campaigns that are hidden and that sort of thing. Like, I do think there's a benefit to restricting sites like that. In some way, but this is not, you know, I'm not a politician, I'm not a psychologist. I just know kind of what I've observed anecdotally. So yeah, you guys have Thanksgiving coming up. Yeah, 2 weeks. I'm not a huge Thanksgiving guy. We're gonna have family over because we have the ever since we ended up getting the nicest house out of my. I don't talk to my mom's side of the family anymore, but my dad and my grandmother on that side and stuff, they're gonna come visit. And we kind of got voluntold that we're the new Thanksgiving spot now, so that's what happens. But it'll be fun. It'll be good. No milkshake from Steak and Shake. Unfortunately, ever since I got my new job, there are no Steak and Shakes anywhere near me. I love Steak and Shake, dude. Have I talked about that before? I can see the benefit, but my intuition says children are much more hurt than helped today by the internet. I don't think that's true. I really, really don't think that's true. I just, in terms of like, especially how the internet can bolster your education and help with that, I think there are dangers. Like, I think ChatGPT, for instance, and these sorts of things are going to, this is going to be a major hurdle to overcome. But I think there's, just like everything, I don't think anything's all good and all bad. Or that's not true, but I don't think utilities like the internet, it's hard to find one that's all good or all bad. And just like most things, I think there are certain ways that we should leverage tools like the internet, and there are certain ways that we shouldn't. Do you think the education system should embrace AI? It's a very difficult question. Do I think they should allow people to use AI like we use calculators? Absolutely not. You know, but the problem today is a lot of people just misconstrue like complex statistical analysis with AI. This is something I run into every single day, where we have AI platforms across different chemical companies and you know, even my experience in grad school and stuff that claim to use AI, but really, once again, they're just advanced statistical analysis softwares that you can like call AI, whoa, but they're not like truly AI. So something like that, like, yeah, I think it's incredibly beneficial to be able to probe the statistics of like efficiency and effectiveness of a schooling system to a higher degree. And for you know, some professions, maybe it's beneficial to be able to use some initial AI framework for, I don't know, like, I'm not a coder, but I imagine something like coding potentially, and I might be with the preface that I might be saying something incredibly ignorant, and I'm sorry, but I could see how something like that might be able to, you know, help give people a head start, or compare like what they did versus like what, you know, something like another approach might be or something. But do I think that people like one of my biggest pet peeves on this planet is when I receive an email that was very clearly written by AI, or when I see a job posting that was very clearly written by AI. It's very disrespectful, I think. It says that someone didn't think it was worth devoting time to write or check. Like, if you can tell something is written by AI, or you're strongly suspicious of it, then it's not good enough. You know what I mean? We've been doing a lot of hiring lately, and I have definitely seen a lot of research summaries and a lot of personal bios and stuff that I think are pretty likely written by AI. The way I kind of look at it is like, okay, does it seem like, because it's usually written like English is someone's second language, you know what I mean? But if your name's like Roy and you're from Arkansas and you're right, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, okay, this is, I have doubts here, and I'm never gonna disqualify someone for that, but it definitely doesn't help. You know what I mean? You say it's not professional, But the amount of companies that like rely on Copilot nowadays, the amount of middle management that heavily lean on Copilot for shit like that is ridiculous. It is considered professional. I do not consider it professional, but people do definitely consider it professional. And I'm just not a fan. So I think there's a fine line that people are going to have to learn, just like other tools, you know what I mean? But we'll see. I think the first step is people learning what AI can and can't actually do. In my job, we'll have problems quite frequently that we're trying to solve, or properties that we're looking to instill in a certain material or something. And the amount of times that management has just asked me like, oh, can't AI just tell you? Like, no, actually, that's not. AI, nowadays, most AI platforms are not able to extrapolate. They can interpolate, which is more like statistical analysis, right? But they can't extrapolate. This is why AI pictures use references, and they kind of mix everything. They interpolate what something might look like based off of a bunch of references, but they can't really extrapolate and go outside of the framework that you've made for them. And I think like people just don't understand that, and it's very frustrating. AI is also a bit of a misnomer. It's just data scraping and aggregation. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying. That's a much more eloquent way of saying what I'm saying. When I'm saying it's just like advanced statistical analysis, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Can't AI just do the Onslaught Triumph? No, Bungie outlawed that actually. Getting 2 completions on running like 7 waves is insane, by the way. This is a huge W. This stream, huge W so far. And I think at the end of the day, like that's what really worries me about things like AI is people becoming so dependent on it that we have a brain drain of creativity. And in jobs like mine, you simply cannot afford that. And I would argue in a society like ours, you simply cannot afford that.
You can do this. They're no match for you.
So that's my answer to that. It's a long-winded answer, but it's a hard thing to, like I said, like I'm not a politician, I'm not a psychologist. And to be clear, honestly, I don't think these are things that politicians should be anecdotally making decisions on anyways. Like most politicians on the planet are not going to be experts in like child development and behavioral studies. You know what I mean? These are things that we should defer to behavioral scientists, social scientists, doctors, these sorts of things. We especially, I don't know how it is in every country, but here in the States, we have a very long history of just kind of ignoring science and data and just going with like, I think AI is satanic or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's, I feel like that's a really dangerous thing that we don't do. Or that we lean into a little bit is refusing to listen to professionals. So should AI be part of the school curriculum? That's what like the last 10 minutes of discussion we're just looking at. Long story short, it comes down to A, professional opinions of people who are infinitely more qualified to make that assessment than me. B, what your definition of AI is. But I think at the end of the day, these are conversations that, like, once again, like, none of us are experts in. Well, I'm going to assume none of us are experts in this. Maybe one of you or two of you are. I don't know. But these sorts of things are. It's very easy to get like emotional about it, one way or the other. And I feel like it should be data and statistics that drive this sort of conversation. I work with map civil engineering, so AI isn't an active threat for me, but holy shit, LOL, people are using it for civil engineering project propositions and it sucks. And that's what I'm kind of worried about. Like, at the end of the day, like, as long as you can, I don't think it's necessarily awful to use it as a framework. So like to use it as a tool, as sort of like a baseline. So like, okay, I want to start my proposition like this, but I'm worried that we're going to lose the ability to effectively look at the result and critically think about it.
Multiple enemy
So
contacts.
I don't mind being able to, like, let's say, okay, I need to make this molecule. I can go to Reaxis, I can go to SciFinder, I can dig up patents, I can look how people have made it in the past. It might take me a couple hours. Maybe, in the future, there's like a way I can plug a chemical into an AI platform and it proposes a synthetic pathway. But that's not the end. That should never be the end. I shouldn't just go run it. At that point, we need to be able to critically look at that and evaluate. That should not be the end answer. That should just be a suggestion. Maybe something that you didn't think of or something like that. And I'm very much worried that if we get people too acclimated to AI platforms too early, they will lose that ability. And that's my main concern with something like AI. And also there's the other side where like tech bros think it's gonna replace like artists and shit. That's obviously awful. I'm talking strictly from like a technical, professional perspective. Right now, I'm not talking about like art or creativity or anything. That is a separate issue in itself. So. Just let AI do some app proofs and you'll see that you're not in danger of being replaced. There you go. The big issue is people becoming dependent on it. Exactly. Many schools already offer optimal digital literacy classes. That's good. That's exactly what should be there. A big part of grad school, for instance, was like learning how to data mine. Really. There's so much information out there. How do you really probe? Hey, you have institutions that work on figuring out what should be regulated, right? Not for long. Yeah. Oh, 28, that's right on the edge. I'm not gonna say. If I was watching a hockey game, I might stay, but just vibing, I'm gonna keep reloading. So. I'm so pog with big words. I'm not even trying, like, I'm just trying to have a conversation, you know what I mean? I hope I never come across as pretentious. At least in these instances. There are definitely times where I feel like I should come off as pretentious. This is not one of those times, I guess. See you, Paper. Thanks for hanging out. As an artist designer, I'm absolutely no way worried. It's like saying a really good hammer will replace the carpenter. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it actually coming to fruition. It worries me how much money is being poured into this by mega companies. Mega companies, giant companies, huge corporations are pouring money to develop things like this that will inevitably cost people their jobs due to a misappropriation of funds. You know?
Multiple enemy contacts.
Multiple enemy contacts, brother.
Get those Elixni out of there.
They're complex questions, though. At least people are finally looking to nuclear energy to power all the data farms. Thorium simps, rise up, brother! It's a fucking really good point. Yeah. Yeah, Prince. It is pretty absurd. But I don't know. It's complex questions, but that's the problem, right? Complex questions should not be answered by like normal fucking people, and especially like most of the time, people doing this legislation nowadays, or getting the most support for ideas, they're fucking lawyers that have no idea. You know what I mean? Just like, what are we doing? We don't trust scientists enough.
We've got hostiles on the ground.
Hey, Norway has the third largest deposit of thorium. I have no idea why we're not pushing oil 2.0. There's still a lot of in Scandinavia. Is there not a lot of like active nuclear reactors still? They're probably not thorium reactors, but I don't know. Like, this is actually a really interesting question. Is like any country considered, or area of the Earth considered, like, who's considered to be leading the way in next generation nuclear technologies? Which China is currently the top producer of nuclear energy. France, Russia, South Korea. Oh no, wait, what? Sorry, we are actually the top. This is really fucking annoying. Look at this. Look. The summary for this site, it skips right to China, but if you actually click on it, we're first. I don't know why it does. We're first by a lot. That's actually very surprising. I didn't know that.
Deployed and ready to receive. Get in there.
That's super interesting. It's something that, like, you don't hear about a lot, and that's, you know, it's probably like a political thing, because if you start hearing about that a lot, people are inherently scared of nuclear energy, even though it has some. I think it's one of the lowest, if not the lowest, like deaths per kilowatt hour produced of energy. I think it's like by far the least, but it might be among the least couple. But when accidents do happen, it's very big. So, oh, King Charles. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see your comment in chat, buddy. Oh, Vertigo, I've seen all of it, man. Don't you worry, buddy. Chernobyl scared people. It's so interesting that that in the Fukushima, was that the Japanese one as well? Like, they have such a lasting. It's so weird. It's so weird that those have such. I mean, it's like a bunch of deaths all at once, right? And that's why it's so popularized. But if you just look at the number of people that are killed by like coal, it's like 1 billion times higher. I don't know about Sweden and the others, but Norway has like 2 or 3 test sites. We live in hydro energy. Hydro energy is dope. But yeah, thorium's sick. We had a couple, where I did my PhD, we had a couple nuclear chemists, physicists, and just really cool technology. Really fucking cool technology. Thorium makes like way less nuclear waste, or radioactive waste. It's super sick. But won't happen in our lifetimes, probably. It might. I don't know. It's like usually after like a big swing, it swings back really hard the other way. So who knows? Maybe in 4 or 8 years we will get another huge swing towards energy progressivism and environmentalism and humanitarianism and stuff. But I kind of doubt it. We'll see. I just, you know, it'd be cool. I just want high-speed rail, bro. I don't know. Yeah, solar panels are a hard one, for sure.
The ADU is deployed.
It's one of those like
Get in there and rescue those elixirs.
A lot of my research wasn't like I never. So I did protein extraction of photosystem 1 for my dissertation. So I made polymers that were able to do it. I didn't actually do much of the bio side. That was collaborators. But the end idea was if you could capture enough photosystem 1 groups that are active and you can make a film, then you can use it as like a biofilm. Because the biggest problem with solar panels, yeah, they take a lot to manufacture, but the huge problem with solar panels is they don't last that long and they're not very energy efficient currently. And so it's the turnover rate. And so if you can make films that are bio-based, replaceable films that are bio-based, and more efficient, then you can start to probe that problem. It's very expensive research though.
Fire team, we have Elixir captured
36, I'll say.
by enemy forces. Roll in and get them out.
Did you see that new worm in Central Africa or something that can eat plastic now? So this is something, this is kind of like how every few years you see like, oh, there's a cure for cancer or whatever, and then it just disappears. So we know of dozens, if not hundreds of species of bacteria and fungus that eat certain types of plastic. I actually did a research proposal on this for one of my defenses. The problem is it's still incredibly slow. This is a very hard, biology is very hard to control. And there are certain instances where we have like waste management, like wastewater. We have successfully utilized bio bugs, you know, different bacterial and fungal growths to manage our waste. And this is a system that we had to develop over a very long time to do effectively and needs to be managed very closely. I feel like something like that is eventually going to happen with plastics. It just takes a very, very long time. We actually we had a really fucking cool presentation from like a startup company. Sorry, it's been a couple years since I've heard this, so I might get some of the details slightly wrong, but it's actually been like 4 years since I've heard this. But the startup company, they were getting a NASA grant because what they wanted to do is they thought solar radiation in space could lead to faster mutation, I believe, of certain algae species, maybe. And so they would take them up. They took cultures to space and they fed them different types of plastic, and they were hoping for faster mutations to like selectively breed types of algae. I think it was an algae species that would decompose plastic, certain types of plastics faster. So it's a fascinating project. They were in the very early stages when they came and gave the talk. But I remember this because I asked the question, and my boss like initially got really mad at me for asking this question, and then through the years, he came to really appreciate the question. But I was the first person to ask a question, and I was like, well, if you take one species of algae or bacteria, I think it was algae though, to space, and it evolves in space, and it's a completely different species now, and then you bring it back to Earth, is it technically an alien? And the presenter, she loved that question. She thought it was really funny, and we had a good like 5-minute conversation about it. My boss got really mad at me for originally, and then years later he's like, no, that's actually a really fucking good question. But I moved to Arizona recently. I did not realize how many solar panels they use here. Yeah, well, I mean, because it's like, you know, they can do a lot of wind, I think, in Phoenix as well, but or in Arizona. But like the main rivers that go through all of those states, you know, completely dried up or drying up. There's not a lot there, you know. And wind turbines are incredibly effective, and they usually last quite a while, from what I understand. But they make a lot of waste. So it's like, what do you know? There are pros and cons of every system. So, and they take a lot of space as well. Are aliens defined by their planet region of origin? Maybe. I don't know. But if you... I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Then when does it separate?
Sensors are going nuts. The enemy has torn open portals to call in reinforcements. Stop them.
What really sucks is I was born before all the cool sci-fi stuff. Like, I'm gonna be 70 by the time the first commercial spacecraft comes out. Depends what you mean by commercial. Like, regular people can use it? Because there's already, like, fucking Blue Origin, if I'm not mistaken, does space flights right now that you can go pay for. You know what I mean? You mean like average human being bullshit? I'm not convinced we'll ever get there. Personally, I think people really like to fantasize about that sort of stuff, but it's a lot harder to colonize Mars than it is just to like fucking not destroy our current environmental conditions on the planet that was
I believe in you.
fucking served up on a platter for us, you know what I mean? Hello! Bye! Are you eating those noodles for dinner? Yeah. Okay. You got the turkey? Cool. How would a nuclear-powered spaceship work in space? What do you mean by that? I mean, the same way like a nuclear submarine works underwater. Would it be more efficient than what we have now for spaceships? In terms of energy density, probably. But that is a question for a nuclear physicist. And that is not me. Once again, a lot of my answers for this sort of thing end up being, hey, defer to the experts. If you have questions about sustainability, plastics, I'm your guy, okay? Organic synthesis, I got you. Common analytical techniques, NMR, I'm a fucking NMR guru, dude, okay? Comes to like nuclear shit, that's some other nerd, I don't know. That ain't my job. Imagine how much radioactive material probably lives on the asteroid belt. I don't know. Just think about like how much anything exists out in space. You know what I mean? Are the microplastics killing my balls? Current data would suggest yes, that microplastics are affecting fertility rates, and certain additives for plastics are. That's insane. That I'm gonna die like this. Certain additives are affecting neurosignalers. They're endocrine disruptors. Sorry, buddy. But it's okay, because we're all of our balls are dying together, okay? And as long as we ignore it for 60 more years. It's how it goes, you know what I mean? We are gonna be children of men. I don't even know what that means. Okay, how about abiogenesis? Oh, I don't even fucking know what that means. Abiogenesis. I don't know what the A in front of that is supposed to be. This is probably a concept I heard about in an evolutionary biology class. Abiogenesis theory that life originate from non-living matter through natural processes. Yeah, okay, this is the leading theory of life, yes. I thought that was just called biogenesis. I didn't realize it was called... I don't know why. Oh, I guess A, because it came from non-living stuff. My bad. Chemist, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's like the leading theory. And, you know, I think what most educated people would probably consider, as far as I'm aware, to be the easily the most likely scenario. Because we've ran there. I learned about this fucking 10 years ago in undergrad. Like, they've, you know, time and time again, labs have run experiments where you put all the components for amino acids in a soup and you hit it with some fucking electricity, and it, you know, you start to get the formation of some of our amino acids. It's a very complex things. I mean, I think people forget that billions of years is fucking unimaginably long. It's a very cool concept, though. Children of Men was a movie where there were no more children being born. Oh, I mean, we'll find a way to fucking like Matrix it or whatever. You know what I mean? We'll take our lab grim like lamb. I'm blanking on the name of female reproductive organs. Uteruses, uteri. And we'll just implant humans in them or something. You know. Easy enough, why not? We already grow. There have been, you know, livestock. I don't know how long they live for, but we've grown livestock in like bags. You know, it happens. You gonna do what's the lamb? Oh, well, you breed the lambs and then you cut out their uteruses. Then you grow humans, man. Hot take: biology is the most advanced chemistry variance. Most advanced? No. Most advanced in the way of maybe like the branch that we might understand the least amount about historically, sure. But a lot of biology is actually incredibly simple. If you think about a lot of your pathways for intercellular signaling, it's usually just like a phosphate group, you know, that or a neurosignaler, or like they're all very common. If you look at most of your neurosignalers, most, not all, but most of them are some of the most simple molecules that can exist. You know, and just how it works. It's cool. It's fascinating. But if you want to talk about the most like complex in terms of like fucking getting it done, I would argue either incredibly complex like pharmaceuticals. Like I think, if I'm not mistaken, capsaicin, for instance, not a pharmaceutical per se, but you know, the stuff that makes spicy food spicy, I don't think has ever been synthesized in a lab. Maybe I'm wrong. I believe I remember learning that many years ago. Which is incredible to think about. Very complex molecule. But like some of our advanced medicines, insane. You want to see the most complex, the most complex chemistry? Actually, just go read any papers by a total synthesis group. They're working on 10 milligram scales and they're doing 20 reactions. It's fucking insane. Absolutely psychotic. They take 12 years to finish their PhDs. Not really, but it is quite incredible what some people have been able to make. Do you ever prop Transcendence, or do you like Suffering? I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was on Solar. Here, I'll pop it for you. I'm not paying attention, man. This is fucking Onslaught. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I'm discussing the origins of life or whatever. But it's just really fun. Like, I don't know. It's, I don't even know how we got on this fucking conversation. It's cool, though. Hoon, did you get the Zhangxi, title in Rising? There's a triumph to kill, like, a high-value target, and I did, or, like, a roaming target or something, and I killed it, and it didn't give me the title. Did you have that issue?
Good work, Guardians. Let's bring those Elixni home.
Bro, I'm about to get 3 clears in, like, half a minute. That's insane. This has been easily my most productive farm for this. Triumph doesn't count, the seal does. The seal didn't proc for me. I'll just roam around until I find another one, I guess. Spend these points before. Or give me more time to spend these. Give me more time to spend these, please. I'm begging you. Give me more time to spend these, please. Please, give me more time. I think I opened the chest, but I don't remember, to be honest. I'll try again. It's alright. No biggie. I think I want to try, like, my next thing. I think I want to try to get every exotic. Is that possible? Are there, like, pretty good sources for every exotic, or are there some that you just have to rely on, like, Iron Bar to give you, like, a 2% drop rate? Because if it's that, I'm not going to worry about it. If there's decent pathways to all of them, I think I want to try to do a ranking video before the alpha ends. Every exotic, every character. I just need 2 more characters and then I have them all. Only have wall weapons left for Afterlife, then on Nebula. Let's go! I'm about halfway done to Opal. But I've been doing the hard ones first. I just got the knife done and 1 launcher, so I have the bat and 1 launcher done. Or 1 left to do, sorry. And then I've just been kind of working through a lot of the other ones, but I also got the hardest pistol done already, which is nice. I've just been focusing on trying to get all the hard shit out of the way, and then it'll be smooth sailing from there. Gauntlet Blitz has the 6 exclusive ones. Oh, I did not realize Blitz had exclusive ones as well. Okay. Those will be easy. Yeah, the ones I'm worried about are like Crimson. I need to do, I'll probably put some time aside one of these evenings and just try to find a group to farm fucking the raid over and over again. I'm so curious to see what the Warzone grind's gonna be like. Because I'm hoping to get this grind done by, I'm hoping to get the Nebula grind done by the time the DLC comes out, the new map. And then I'll probably spend a lot of Christmas break doing the multiplayer one. If I don't get super fucking bored. It depends how much Destiny content there is. But that's kind of the current plan. And then, I wouldn't mind doing the Warzone one if it's not fucking ridiculous. So I'll have to see. I feel like it could be incredibly ridiculous, though. What shares the generic exotics like Lord of Wolves? Okay, I already have that line. TPF. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. So it sounds not so bad then. See the tease for Citadel? I saw the picture. Was there more than that? Please be the beams of lights. Please be the beams of light, brother. Let's go! Yeah, it looks incredible. I'm very excited for the new map. Dude, randoms are crazy. Like, you guys are standing next to unlimited grenade energy. What are you doing? Pop your supers, nerds. Hell yeah, brother. All right, that's 3 done. That's definitely record speed for me. Usually it takes like a whole fucking hockey game to get 3 done, 3 or 4. That would be awesome. I would love like a melee wonder weapon that took up your melee slot. That way you could still run 2 guns as well. That would be insane. So that should be 26. We're past the halfway point. Oh my god, that was 27? We're zooming. Can we get lucky one more time? What do we think? I think I smell a 46 in my future. What do you think of the crossover idea? Destiny times DC, Batman, Hunters, one Warlock. I'm not a big DC guy, but if it makes people happy, sure.
The ADU is
Penguin seems like a weird one for Warlock. Do you like Poison
Get in
Ivy
there
or
and
something?
rescue those Elixni.
I'm kind of surprised at how one of the launch maps did not have a melee wonder weapon, seeing how much they have pushed melee slot. Yeah, especially with like melee macchiato, right? It'd be sick. Imagine a fucking sword wonder weapon, dude. And like if they have 4 of them, like Dreisendrach with swords. Oh my god, that would be insanely cool. I'm so here for that. But they have to require them for the Easter egg. I hate when they don't require the. I think the only time they've done this was Nuketown, Alpha Omega. But I really just like how they did not include those in the Easter egg steps. Yeah, this one didn't make a noise, so... Oh shit, what the fuck? Am I breaking immersion right? Oh my god, the experience was almost ruined. Oh no, what is that? Is my... What? I think my camera got moved. Lift up just a little bit. No! Shit! Alright, we're good.
I'm reading multiple enemy contacts.
Now the bottom left is funny.
Light 'em up.
No! Someone's been fucking around with my setup. Shadow? No treats. I think we're good. Is everything good now? Can you guys see my roof too? Just got icebreaker. Let's fucking go. Have fun doing the puzzles. Man, Vespers host is... I never did my Vespers host video. Is it too late to do my Vespers host video? It's pretty late. I mean, content's coming next season. It might be a good time to get back in the algorithm. Just my, like, my debrief video. I did the same thing for Encore. I am done with... Encore. The Encore exotic. No, sorry, I did not do it for Encore. Did I do it for Encore? I think I did do one for Encore. I think I call this something else. But I did it for Salvation's Edge. I'm done with Salvation's Edge. There, and then I just talk about it. I think I'm going to do that for this Vespers. I really want to, so... Yo, hell yeah, Fresh Prince, that's sick. Glad you got it. Glad the farming's been paying off. Heard some talk about the shotguns are worth grinding. What's that? I don't even know what the shotgun is. Is the festival shotgun worth grinding? If it is, I've been fucking up. That's a chat question. How close am I to candy? Get a good attrition orbs aerial denial. The I don't even. What are you talking about? Area denial. There's a fucking. Is there an area? Dog, my brain is off of Destiny 2. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Light 'em up.
Oh, you're talking Vespers host. Oh my god, dude, my brain was fucking breaking. I thought you were talking about Festival of the Lost. No. I am going to be farming that once they do double drops, once they fix everything, which I think is next. Oh, was it today? Did they start doing double drops today? Or is it next week? Bro, Hoon, I was like, what the fuck? Is an area denial for Festival of the Lost? Next week, okay. Yeah, next week I'll probably do some farming. Try to get a good we'll probably just farm first encounter. Next week, or hopefully it's for a couple weeks, it'll be double drops. All right, I'll give this like 5 more load-ins. 3 for a fucking night is huge. You do 3 a week, you'll be good by next episode. Yeah. I'm trying to finish my Onslaught Triumph as quickly as possible so I can never think about it again. Also, so I can be very angry when they nerf it later in the season and be like, oh man, I should have waited to do it. What are my seasonal? I haven't even looked at my seasonal ones. Oh my god. We're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, we watched all the Prison of Elders stuff at the beginning. Yeah, yeah, I do. Well, I had every Triumph, but now obviously I don't have all the episodes one. But yes, I'm a max Triumph score gamer. That is correct. What is this? Gambit. Okay, I gotta get the 3 things. Bonus power. That's these. Artifact mons. The RRG triumphs were not worth any score, Cole. And I don't know if I missed one or not, but I do remember they were not worth score. I don't even know if you can still see them in game. Didn't they take them away? The only triumph that is worth score that I don't have was the episode of Echo's weapon triumph that Bungie fucking sunset 2 weeks into the season and has yet to fix.
I'm reading multiple enemy contacts. Guardians.
Yeah, it's on the radar. I wouldn't be surprised if it's never fixed, though, personally. I hope it is, but I'm not holding out my breath. What's the ideal grenade type for chill inhibitor? Spike grenades, yeah. It wasn't even 2 weeks. It was like day 3 of the final shape. Yeah. Well, I was being generous, okay? But yeah, it was. This was fast. This is a good sign. Anytime you load in like that. Now we wait for the sound cue. Oh, okay. That's a good sign. We got the sign cue. We got a quick loading. We got the sign cue, sound cue, and now we just have to wait for our round 43 spawn animation. Okay. We just have to hope we got a good one, and not like round 6 or 15.
I'm reading multiple.
Oh my god, I got so fucking debated. That's insane. I have never been so debated in my entire life. Everything went right. It's insane. Hey, at least you got some of the points for it, though. I don't think I completed any of it. I think I got exactly 0 points from that triumph. So that's kind of where I'm at in my life. That's all right. It is what it is. I've already come to the... I accept the fact. I will go through and I will do everything in my power to get max triumph score. Every triumph that is attainable, I will get. Bungie has fewer resources now, they have fewer QAs now, and triumphs are going to be way down on their list. And so for me, as long as you're able to get every triumph that you are physically able to get within the originally intended time frame, then it still counts. I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't have max triumph score because, of a bug. You know what I mean? So, fuck it. This one's not looking good. This just started green screen. I don't think this has ever green screened ever before. I think it means the shirt's fading. And that makes me really sad. Because I love this shirt. All right, we'll do one more. Try this one more time. This witness helm is peak. I will not hear any witness helm slander.
The ADU is deployed and ready to receive. Get in there and rescue those Elixni. Multiple enemy contacts. Guardians, defend the ADU and get those Elixni out of there.
Okay. 2 for 3. Nope. Come on. Come on. Let me in. Give me a good group. It's looking juicy. That was a quick one. you see 2 or 1, it's always ongoing. That is really good to know. How many ships we see in here? Get ready for the sound cue. So you're telling me this is gonna be fresh? I didn't hear the sound cue, so I think you might be right. Fuck. It's really
We've
good.
got hostiles on the ground.
All right, well, we
Get in
got
there
3.
and secure
Anyways,
exfiltration
it's
of the
looking
elixir.
like it's gonna be hype next week. I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Cannot wait to go back to the Prison of Elders, which is something I never thought I would say. So pretty happy about that. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Definitely more streams later this week. Yeah. Good stuff. I will see you later. Have a great night. Love your faces. Peace. See you, everyone.